Well, hello, folks. How are you all doing? Hope you're all having an absolutely wonderful day. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back with some more PEL action. Let's go. Okay. I'm a little bit tired. How are all of you doing? We're all doing well. Let me just adjust this camera a little bit. It's a bit more even. Let's see if I can actually get it right. I know. I'll get it right. Let me just bring it into full screen mode. There you go. Bingo. How are you all doing today, guys? I will wake up. I will wake up. Don't worry. Let me just turn this volume up a little bit. Well, actually, is that volume okay for you right now in game, everybody? I'm doing pretty good. I've got a cup of coffee in my hand. Nice cup of coffee. Yeah, so I missed yesterday's games, which I'm sorry about, but it seemed like we did have a little bit of success for DKG and a number of others once again. Let me just bring up the Wikipedia because that is my Bible. Hey, Simples, how are you, man? What's up? Let's rest and watch again. Exactly, that's the main thing that you know, I just want it to be a little bit relaxing, have a bit of fun, do a bit of casting, etc, etc. But yeah, it seems like DKG, Q9, TEC, 628, and ShowTime all qualified after yesterday's 5 games. So yeah, will Nova make it through to the weekly finals for week 2? That's the thing, right? I think that's the question that everybody's asking, is our Nova gonna make it through, right? Do you all think Nova can make it through? I think they will. I think they'll make it through. 4AM didn't qualify because of 2 points. Really? Actually, oh, that feels bad, man. Why is it that I say every single point counts, my friend? Every single point counts. Okay. They probably won't. I give up on them. Well, you shouldn't give up on them. Okay. Mr. Anis, you say of course? Okay. So TEC won week 1. They've already made it through to week 2. Imperium is back and now you can understand what's going on. Hey, if you can understand me, Waynix, then I'm pretty happy about that. Okay. Hey, Imperium Love from India. Hey, how are you doing, Sidar? So as usual, we Miramar, Sanhok, Erangel, and Erangel. Oh man, I'm looking forward to some PEL. No, I'm not going to. It's me, Tommy Shelby. I feel like you're a troll. Oh, Max, you're here. Do you want to join me on casting? PMGC, they almost killed me by heart attack. I was bloody stressed for them. Tell me about it, yeah. Love from Sri Lanka. Hey, Jackson. I'll be casting the Sri Lankan team in the Red Bull MEO finals. The loudest scream ever with Nova won PMGC. I can imagine, young one. Like, it came down to the last game, right? And Nova pulled out a stomper, and they need to do it today. I have to wait for Red Bull guy after. Sure, why not? You didn't ask again. Max, I didn't ask anyone. I didn't stream yesterday. I've had my head on my ass. Leave me alone, like. Didn't ask anybody. Leave me alone.
Hello， 大家好，我是 NB 腾讯。
Oh, woo, Jimmy! Hey, Hungry Box, how are you, my friend? Are you well?
就是很兴奋吧，因为很久没回到。
How did KHK do in Red Bull? That hasn't happened yet. Ying Wan. No, I'm not streaming it, Daisy. I'm casting it. I'm casting it.
就很感谢粉丝吧，就是因为隔离的生活很无聊嘛，很无趣。
Okay, Tommy Shelby, you're getting I'm out. Timed out.
重回赛场的有一个动力了。当然的话，在隔离期间，我相信 Jimmy 也是不断的在看上一周的一个复盘情况。
Okay, now Faith again. Yep. Jimmy's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Jimmy's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Oh my lord. Yeah, indeed. I'm casting it, Daisy. I'm looking forward to it. Her dress is really nice, by the way. I just want to say. Her dress is really pretty. No, I'm not going to say Bolu Gaming because I don't know what it means. He seems pretty relaxed. Jimmy does. He seems like his head is in the game. That's never a bad thing. Never a bad thing.
可能有指挥的话，就是能帮助队伍，就是在第一时间就是做出对的决定。就是假如说没有指挥的话，可能4个人的意见有时候不统一，就会导致意见分歧这样。
It's okay. So it's not Sunday, so it's not so okay Sunday. Sorry, Ines. Jimmy looked like he just woke up. Yeah, he looks relaxed. He looks like me, like he look. I've just woke up, and you know. But he looks relaxed. Yeah, Bazman, I heard 4am missed it by like 2 points or something like that. Hey Sanju, how you getting on? Did Power Boy leave you? Power Boy didn't leave me. He's just taking a break. There you go, Simples. Yeah, he looks calm, looks focused. Hugo man! Woo! What's up, Hugo? How you getting on, my friend? Hugo the Incredible. Hello, Santosh Thapa. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Imperium, what do you expect from Zeus Esports PUBG team in 2021? That's a good question. You go do your job. Imperium, what do you expect? Okay, so Zeus, obviously they're riding off the back of nearly winning PMGC and finishing third. So in theory, like, they should be winning PMPL season 1. But honestly, I'm the kind of person where I don't really have high expectations. Oh, you got class in 20, Hugo? That's no problem, man. Fine, I can moderate the chat. It's cool. Like, I can moderate the chat. It's all good. Imagine having class in 2021. Yeah, so Zeus, they should in theory win the PMPL season 1. But, you know, the teams are going to be facing up against are no laughing matter, right? So yeah. Suleiman Ismail, what do you think about Team Secret's new lineup? I think it's awesome. I think it's kick-ass, to be honest. They've taken some strong players from the Team Secret Jin side. They've mixed it up with their current roster. And yeah, okay, losing a couple of players, fair enough. But if it freshens up their focus, their mindset, their play style, I think it could be pretty massive. Who do you think will do good in PMPL South Asia this season? Well, the obvious choices are A1, Abrupt Slayers, DRS, and congratulations to DRS, by the way. I believe it officially became a recognized business / organization in Nepal, if I'm not mistaken. Zeus, then definitely A1 1952. I can see pulling out some good results. Trying to think who else is playing. Jeez, I freaking forget. Blood Legion and Carnage, they have got to be ones to keep an eye on, just simply because of how bingo, I'll be able to oh, it hasn't actually been updated. Bingo. Actually. It's club open. South Asia. Okay, PMPL South Asia. Okay. So like, suppose PN is another team I can see do pretty well. I know. I just think everybody's gonna have a chance in the PMPL. Yes, Stalwart Flex. It's gonna be, yeah. Yes, yeah. Yesterday was a day that DRS was registered as a company. That's really insane. Thanks to Lord Imperium here to save us, man. I watched PL in other language. I still enjoyed it, but I didn't get the vibes, you know. Thanks, Nissan. Means a lot. Jimmy's few days of transformation video from potato to human being will be uploaded here, so stay tuned. Oh, simples. What about Indian teams? Well, unfortunately, as of right now, there's no PUBG Mobile Esports in India. So I can't really comment on it. Dead, exactly, Nissan. I'm not forgetting Dead Eyes, guys. I'm not forgetting them specifically. There's going to be a lot of strong teams in PMPL South Asia. I know that. We'll back the new team and Ernie will play PMPL. Yes. Oh, yeah. You mean Bacon, Bazman. It's Team Bacon. I'm very excited about that team. Bacon Time, as far as I know it is. Beautiful team name. Bacon Time. Instantly supporting them. Who doesn't love a team name with bacon in it? Price bill 1 week of PL is a price bill of whole PMPL in some regions. That's just the way the market is in China, though, to be fair. Oh! Let's get into this game, though, right, guys? Let's get into this game. We've seen a playing path that is somewhat pretty centralized, diagonally going from the northeast over to just above the southwest. JD have gone to Campo Militar, dropped early, loot early, rotate early. Team Weibo, a little bit similar, along with LGD have gone to Al Azhar, which is a really solid spot to go to. RNG have left quite late and they've gone for a split drop between the kind of north and south of that plane path, which I don't disagree with, to be honest. It allowed them to pick up the vehicles and use those main roads to rotate however that phase 1 circle is. Oh, ACT and SMG. I forgot this battle in Picado. I missed it yesterday, but I'm here to check it out this week. You think both teams would come to some form of truce and decide to switch up their positions as pick feet? They would pick up the automatic pistol. Oh, but it is going to be beautiful. That's going to get the first. It's going to be first player knocked, and XE does return fire, but it's pick feet going in towards this 1v1. He does change up the position that he goes in on. He is able to pick up a Scar that's very healthy. Now you're going to see him push on through. Great jump from Pickfeet just to get that little bit more information. but he has to be executionary. Flower C is down from his team. Oh my lord! The jump shot! That jump shot on the windowsill! Insane from Pigfeed. Oh, that was big, beautiful play. Big, beautiful play. It's not over yet for ACT though, because Flower C has been taken out. So it is 3v2 if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 3v2 or 3v1. Yeah, 3v2. Yeah, 3v2. I thought so. That was insane. That was insane by Pigfeed. Not even 300 IQ. That was 9 billion IQ. Absolutely 9 billion IQ. 69 IQ. There you go. Yeah, so oh, it's actually 3v3. My apologies. Okay, I thought it was just 3v2. It's actually 3v3. So it's a little bit of a stalemate in apartments. Phase 1 circle did pop up and it is over and towards the northwest. A lot of the teams are already there, to be fair. Actually, good, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams are already inside the circle. Well, 7, 8 if you include the two teams in Picado. So half of the lobby is already inside the circle. Nova do have a little bit of a tough task to rotate in because of how they're currently spread out, but they're good in Miramar. I believe one player of ACT has been able to go out of the apartment building and is essentially flanked to an off angle to try and suppress SMG a little bit more, but that might mean that all the other 3 of their the full SMG team might look to actually push in onto the apartment building where the 2 ACT players are. At least they sent 2 players in there, XZ and Beautiful. Interesting. I wonder if Pigfeed is actually doing anything from that position. I don't know if he's in the apartment or if he's outside. Now he's going into the apartment to help his team. That does make sense, but they're being very careful. Hope Jimmy plays soon. Help our boy in order. Yeah, Jimmy is playing today. Jimmy is playing today. Ireland. Still waiting for the start of disengagement from SMG, but they're pushing in. Oh, I see one in the doorway. They open it. Now they're going to go for the shots, but one of them is going to get knocked down. Now it's going to be that shotgun blast. A beautiful second shotgun blast. Now it's Pigfeed left on his own. He confirms it. He jumps out. That's beautiful play by ACT. Beautiful play by ACT. He changed gun. And now it's just going to be one player left on his own. Pigfeed, he has no heals, nothing. He's going to try and run away. He switches on over to the other apartment. Makes sense. But he's getting chased by XXKU. XXKU is going to try and go for that big brain play. He's going to jump down, fall down, chucks up a grenade. He does hit through the window. And Molotov is being thrown out as well. Don't think that's quite going to connect, though, to be fair. However, suppressing Pigfeed. It's suppressing him. He has nowhere to run, nowhere to really hide. He can try and jump out of the apartment building and go back. That's exactly what he's done. I think ACT are aware of that, but he has to, in some way, try and get out in the open. Okay, XXKU, you've gone on top of the roof of the building. The other side, go for the pincer movement. Pigfeed, you're out of here. I'm sorry, mate. There's only so much more you can do. That's it. SMG are taken out of here. ACT win the fight all off the back of a beautiful double knock and a double kill. This is live, Merlin. This is live.
跟上一周是出现了转机的哦，因为上一周 SMG 跟 ACT 打了一个肉点上2-2，沙漠地图 SMG 占优，但现在 ACT 一上来就把皮卡多拿下了。
是，而且还是以
TC on the hills to the west of San Martin in a pretty strong position as well. We have one team down already, and ACT are left with 3 players.
只要是你后面你再稳定，每把拿1点分，基本上晋级周决赛是没有问题的。
哎，等一下再看这里啊，这是从橙花。
Sorry, Tommy Shelby, but not providing anything beneficial to the.
把老干爹稍微劝退。
是，毛毛这边是到了山脚下，发现上面有人，哎，这个。
Hey, Anand, how you getting on? Or sorry, Anand, my apologies. Thank you, Nova, playing today too. Yes, they are, Merlin. Yes, they are. Your commentary is awesome, brother. Thank you very much, Maze. And then this is the first match, TikTok. Thoughts? Love that name on a side note, by the way. Oh. Okay. I don't know, Yingwon. I don't know why they insist on fighting each other. It's something that they really should discuss and get past, because if they can't come to some kind of truce, it's really gonna hurt both of them. Wow, Only S is the king of the mountain. He is just on top of Everest. That flagpole is inside that rock. He's gone, I am here. Now phase 2. Wow, that's a hard shift down the southwest. It does allow Picado Hills and the power grid to be very accessible. Nova could look to go around that area. Well, we do see a fight breaking out between TeamPai and the one and only RNG, but it's clapback. SC finds a knockdown onto W. Very healthy. But now TeamPai plays it through, uses that low ground, gets a bit of damage off, but takes some in return. Oh, and then Pi in the other off angle. That's going to be RNG getting the suppression, getting the cloud, getting the blanket onto the members of TeamPai. Then we have another fight breaking out between TMG and Nova. Nova, okay. Okay, Nova, this is good. You need the kills, you need the points, you need the security within the first couple of games. You don't want to leave it down to the last game. Jimmy gets a knockdown. YDD in the back line. It puts TMG down to 2. Order chucks up a grenade. He's going to look to cook up another one. Keep the suppression. Keep the push through. Do not let up. Do not let up. Do not let go of this fight, Nova. On top of the roof, YDD goes. Tries to confuse. And now a grenade is being cooked up. It does come through. It is going to be a knockdown. Very well played by Order. Wasn't sure if it was going to work out, but now there's just one player left for TMG. One sole survivor. And now in through it goes. The flashbang stops Order from really getting the shots off. YDD is going to get knocked down. Is he going to get confirmed? Unfortunately, he's going to get confirmed. TMG took a player down with them. But at the end of the day, Nova will get 4 kills, will get 8 points, and they will survive as a 3-man team. LGD looking around. They are taking a fight of their own on the eastern edge of the circle against Tiamba, who did push in. But Tiamba may be a bit disconnected.
今天的2个焦点 ，NV 腾讯视频是胜出了一个前期团战，另一个视角要给到老干爹。暂时上来讲呢，人员上领域这边比较难服，但是他们
And they've been able to pay off for the most part. They've been able to pay off that position for the most part. LGD have. Oh, okay. Okay. C1. What are you doing? That was a bit risky, but I can respect it. They now know you're here, so that suppression will be a little bit higher onto Tiamba, and that does make sense. I actually really like that then. It's going to be another knockdown from LGD. I just was like, what? You're going to take that car, go past them? Now there's 3 players left for Tiamba. The revive did come out onto that Tiamba player off the back of them causing a distraction, but at the end of the day, it still will result in a chicken dinner. Sorry, not a chicken dinner, but it will result in a kill and 2 points for LGD. Now RNG once again trying to defend their area. It was against TeamPai earlier on, but now it's against AG. And AG going for the revive, but 98k from RNG is unlikely to survive, and 77H is on his own. Nice play as he does indeed get another knockdown. It's 1v1 as far as I know. Yes, it is 1v1. RNG are on 4 points already. AG cleans that one up, but it is going to put 77H into an advantage point off the back of getting the damage onto the last sole survivor of AG. First aid goes off. That's pretty healthy, but he's only going to be able to sustain this for so much longer. Oh, he has to reload, so he's going to go for it. He's going to get the shots off. He gets it. That's going to be a squad wipe for RNG. He will unfortunately lose 98k, but that's good from 77H. What the hell is going on? We're down to 12 teams, 39 players. This is what the man. It's not C1, it's Cheng C. Yeah, but Cosmos, like TikTok Thought said, I can't read Chinese. So, you know, I'm going to instantly say what is in front of me, right? Like, you know, C1, Cheng C. Sorry, dude, but it's like if I understood Chinese or if I was doing it officially, I'd be getting every single name right. Sorry, Cosmos. That's a wow. It's 1.8 million Cheng C. He should know a minimum. No, because I know Cheng C, but I'm not automatically going to presume that that's him. Cosmos. You know? I'm not automatically going to presume that's him. I'm not going to look at every single player with C and go, oh, is that Cheng C? Oh my lord. RSG though moving on up and encroaching the space held onto by Weibo. Plus also I don't really check every single day, every single week Peacekeeper Elite, so sometimes you know, I'm not going to correlate people's names with something for you know, every single time. I know 4am and I know Nova a lot more because obviously I did the PMGC final, so I'm a little bit more aware and I checked out every single day PMGC, but you know, this is my first time really exploring the PEL and the Chinese teams and Chinese tournaments. I did a stream of PEC and that was definitely beneficial and a little bit helpful, but you know. But either way, TJB are going to have RSG pushing in, but TJB deal with it quite nicely. The SMG meta is strong in Peacekeeper Elite. I know that much. I hope that's okay, Cosmos, that I know that much. I might not know all the players' names, but I am aware of the meta that has developed in the Chinese region. I'm just joking, my friend. Thank you for letting me know that Chen C is C1. That does mean a lot, my friend. Bao is going to look to support his RSG teammate, as maybe they realize that TJB, that player, is kind of on his own. They've gotten ahead in the circle as well. RSG do have a player inside the circle, DD, as far as I know, but so do TJB. So do TJB and RSG. Wow, that's a double knockdown. That is TJB taking out RSG just like that. The fight lasted for a little bit longer and then instantly shut down. Wow, TJB, well played. Although RNG 77H, he may be a solo, but he is not afraid to make some noise and will pick up another kill. So now RNG, sorry, not another kill, but he picked up a knock. Is that kill going to be confirmed though? Or will the revive get pulled off? I think the revive is going to get pulled off, or 77H is going to look to play around and actually go past them into the circle. That's really good from 77H. Very impressive play from 77H.
还有一个 Z9 在坑里当年。
对的，童家宝已经在朝他前进了 ，Z9 也在看着这个方面，给七强的操作。
Oh, 77H. Be careful, be careful. You don't know what's in front of you. And it is Team Weibo. Nice sprays from Z9. Real nice sprays from Z9. TJB may not get the kill, but now they know that Weibo is there. So that's actually kind of healthy. Kind of healthy.
9分，他们后面4把只需要拿一个21分，那就基本上晋级总决赛了。
So we have seen a couple of teams encroach onto San Martin the way the circle has developed across the first 4 phases. So having the edge of San Martin, which you've seen TC and even Team Weibo pull off, is really beneficial because it's never guaranteed that it's going to end up inside the city. So having the edge, outer edge, is much easier for you to reposition in. As it happens, it does kind of continue up the northeast, so the edge of San Martin is still in play with JDE, Weibo, and TC. TeamPai are down to just 1. Nova are looking pretty good, but they'll have to get rid of LGD a little bit and Tiamba. But what might be beneficial for Nova inadvertently is that LGD might opt to play more on towards the southern area of this circle, because they might have been able to get a little bit more information on that side of the circle. Might. Weibo still have a full squad, but they've gone for a 2-2 split, which is really both risky, but I can respect it in a beneficial way. TeamPai, the last player, dances around the bullets sprayed out by TJB and just survive for his dear life. Another grenade being cooked up by Z9. I think they have a strong idea that Oni S and his teammate are there, and indeed the grenade goes out. And what I like is that Minsker and Z9, they're not pushing too far forward. They're actually just trying to suppress TJB, because with a 2-2 split, or what is now a 3-1 split, they've left one of their players inside the edge of San Martin. Well, Oni S gets knocked down by TeamPai, and WBJ might be able to capitalize onto that, and that's pretty healthy. TeamPai go down in the end. As far as I know, Pai are down to 1 player. Sorry, Pai are down to 1 player. The 1 player of WBG that was inside the building of San Martin got knocked down, but he's going to get supported. Nice play by Minsker to get that knockdown. And he doesn't suffer too much damage. So now he's going to try and play on the inside, pre-fires those shots. Now he's going to go for the lovely shots. He doesn't go for a drop shot, but he's going to have to switch up gun to the Mini 14. Single taps that bad boy to another level. But he knows JD is broken, beaten, and scarred. But now in comes the cavalry of JDE. In comes the cavalry of WBG. It's going to be a 3v3, baby. Let's get this show in a row. But that's going to be a knockdown. Flies on through for Weibo. They're on 2. They're looking for more. They're looking for the squad wipe. There's another knockdown is played out. JDG are down to now just 1. And he's going to try and deal with it, but the pressure is too much. And WBG, great teamwork, great reaction time. Only losing 1, dealing with a couple of teams at once. Very healthy. Now, of course, it's slowing them down, and it's of course hurting their ability to play into the next circle in a timely manner. But at the end of the day, they still picked up a number of kills. It still put them into the top 8, and they had to defend that area because there's a much higher chance that they would have been backstabbed on the next circle anyway. Getting across that road is going to be so difficult should they have to. Indeed, they will have to. Now, TC, they will have heard all the noise that WBG were making, so they're still going to have an eye or 2 on the WBG players. Plus, I've seen Nova take a few shots off as well. I thought LGD in the previous circle might play a little bit more towards the center/south, but they stay to the kind of direct east position, which isn't the worst thing in the world. 4 a.m.? are on their own on the West. They have a full squad up, 0 kills, 0 points, but still a full squad, and they're on their own on the West. Nobody's in front of them. And okay, it's a smaller circle, phase 6. So it is kind of generally flat in front. But my point is, they don't have to worry about somebody behind them. They don't need to worry about somebody really, for now, to the left of them. They can look fully ahead. This is the kind of circle where you don't want to be centered, though. To be fair, Siddharth, it's the kind of circle where you don't want to be center. Because you know teams will come in around the edge on this kind of circle. It hasn't been like a massively hard shift. WBG do send 1 player across the road. Actually, sorry, 2 players. My apologies. Leaving Minsker across the way to try and give a little bit of support. I like the fact that they didn't try and send the full squad. The smoke road is being created, and TC, like I said, would have had the information, would have heard the noise from the shots in that fight that WBG won against JDE. And now he's trying to spray through the smokes. He does get a couple of shots off on the Minsker, but it's Nova from the high ground that gets knocked, gets a kill. Jimmy is back in business. Jimmy's in play, and so are Nova. Hey, Temka, how are you getting on, man? Oh, Temka. How are you doing, my friend? Okay, TC now off the back of noticing a player of okay, nice shots on the Suk. I like the fact that they're not fully committing to just those buildings. They are trying to get information on the hills above. Max is played out on from the edge of the building. You have a TC player flanking around more on the kind of northwestern side of this phase 6 circle. Of course, you gotta tread with caution. You gotta be a little bit careful. I will, Yingwan, in due time. Can't say it all the time. I'll say it in the next game. There is still a solo player from Tiamba as well in play. Just kind of staying quiet, but Powerboy got a nice knock onto player WBG, really healthy, so it leaves Z9 left on his own. And that's just unfortunate for WBG. There's nothing they can really do about it. Luckily, the circle shifts up north, and it's still in the vicinity of both WBG and TC. Nova, they can still stay on the high ground, but they'll want to be aware of the fact that teams are going to be pushing in from the south, right? Automatically, LGD, ACT, 4 a.m. We are down to 7 teams. 4 a.m. still have a full squad. ACT, they have 3 off the back of winning the Picado battle. And indeed, WBG, they're left with just 1. Another kill, another point for Nova. They're on 13 kills. The Suk, he knocks down Order. That could give LGD the time to push in. And indeed, they're going to go for that rotation. They're going to play into Nova. But they stopped halfway. They're not even inside the circle. I don't know if that was the wisest choice. That could go against them. It could bite them in the butt. Sending 1 player fully forward in. Okay, Chengxi, that's good. Chengxi sent fully forward in. It's going to be a full LGD push. But indeed, Powerboy gets 1 knock. He has to replay around, reload his gun, go through the pre-fire shots, gets the 2nd. Powerboy is going to look for the 3rd. He's going to get put under a little bit of health. He's going to get knocked down, but the damage is done. The damage is done. It's going to be another kill for Nova as the grenade is being fired up. Oh my lord, that nearly takes Order down, but he has to replay because ACT are coming in from behind. YDD is also taken out. It's 2 players left for Nova. You've got Order. You've got Jimmy. Jimmy's on 2 kills. Order's on 4, and Jimmy's gonna look to cook up a grenade to try and get that knockdown onto LGD. Jimmy with 2 knockdowns just like that. And then Order on the other side is taking the fight against ACT. Nova are back in business. Week 2. They're on fire in the first game. On 14 kills. They get the squad wipe. They're on 15 kills. And they're setting themselves up. They may only have 2 players left. But by God, are they doing it? I know this is only the first game, but people were starting to question Nova, right? People were starting to question how good they were going to be able to come back, and if that's not proof, I don't know what is. 17 kill points. ACT, take care of them. Bye bye now. Good game nonetheless from yourselves. You pick up 12 points. Healthy for 4 AM. They still have a full squad and are on 3 kills. TC, they're the team you'll have to watch because they're going to be playing a little bit more on the low ground, and that's really not the worst place to be. The circle centers up to the point where I believe there's nobody inside the circle bar Order of Nova. The good thing for Nova is they have the big chungus rock to the side of them, which means they're able to use that low ground dip to check up on the 4 AM, and they're protected from TC. This is a beautiful position from Order. Now, he's still throwing his smokes out to get information, but seriously, that's real good from Nova. Real good. Nice play. Order finds Tiamba, the last player. Now he's going to play on the underside. Look for the last player of WBG. The more players he can take out behind him, the easier it's going to be. That's a lovely grenade being thrown out by TC. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect fully. Z9, it's a matter of when rather than if he goes down, in my opinion. Indeed, the play zone takes him out, and TC are going to cancel that grenade. Jimmy and Order playing side by side together as we're down to our final 3 teams. TC, 4AM, and Nova. Order took a little bit too much damage. You got baited, my friend. You got baited by that vehicle. I think 4AM know where you are, but 4AM are going to be clever. They're going to wait. It's 4v2v3. Nice by Order. In amongst the smokes, gets the first knockdown. Now he's going to play a little bit more aggressively. Chokes up another smoke, just to be aware. But a lovely grenade and a Molotov is going to burn Order down to a crisp. He should have repositioned off the back of that grenade being thrown out. But now it's Jimmy left on his own. He's going to play on towards the side of the smoke. Unfortunately, Max takes him down. And that's the end of Nova. Still a very, very good game for Nova. They may not get the chicken dinner, but you can see 26 points from that game 1. And now it's going to be left for 4 AM, who were waiting in the wings. The dust has settled, and now they're going to clean things up. They're going to clean this chicken dinner of game 1, and both 4 AM and Nova looking pretty good. Although with 33's fan knocked down, okay, he's going to get revived up. But you can see 4 AM, they have the center of this last phase. Max gets knocked down to the play zone. 1 player left for TC. 4 AM, of course, they want to get the kills because they're only on 4. It's not the highest amount of points for a chicken dinner, so they'll want as many as they can. They lost out on that top 5 in yesterday's games by 2 points, so by picking up that final point, picking up that final kill point, they're going to get the chicken dinner for this game 1 in Miramar, and they will grab 17 points in this game 1. It's the first game always. Dude, that was a good game to cast, am I right, guys? That was a good game. Like, there was a lot of action throughout the game. Like, I don't think there was ever really a quiet period. What, there was like maybe 3 or 4 minutes where it was quiet. Shit, this game was good, man. And this was only game 1. That was a good game. Can we say that order has been restored to the PEL because both 4 AM and Nova did extremely well? Looking from 15th up to 6th, you had RNG still picking up 9 points. Can I just say, RNG, you deserve those 9 points. You really did. TJB with 7, Tiamba with 6. AG with 4, LGD with 4. Like, it's not bad coming into the first game, but obviously, like, for RNG, they'll need to follow that up. Nova with 26 points, 17 kills. That insane, absolutely insane from Nova. 4 AM. Actually, I think 18 kills and 3rd place. I forget how many points you get for 3rd. I think it's 8 points for 3rd. So 18 and 8 is 26. That would make sense. You're a beast at casting, bro. Thank you, Brad Chad. Means a lot. Will you cast PMGI? What's PMGI? Oh, wait. Sorry, bro. But I'm not sure what you mean. If YDD didn't die early, Nova would have got more kills. That's possibly true, Abbas. But you got to understand that it kind of wasn't his fault, right? He got thirsted in that fight. Like, and I don't take that away from I don't take that thirst away, to be fair, because, you know, he knew he was screwed. I forget who it was that they were fighting at the time, but I don't take that thirst away because he had to try and grab a point before he got wiped out. But it was a matter where YDD got thirsted, and that's unfortunate. It's the name of the game, though. So good. Nova are back. Nova are back. Like, WBG also had a really good game. Now I can say it again. Like, Minsker was absolutely integral for WBG getting that squad wipe onto JD. I'm just listening on these comms. I'm gonna turn the volume up a bit. Nice by G. That play by Jimmy with the grenade and the instant knock, that was insane. Like, that was insane by Jimmy. That grenade knock and then instantly followed up by that barrel knock. It was so good. So good. Oh, the PUBG Mobile Global Invitational? I don't know. I doubt I'll get asked to cast it, to be honest, always. I would love the opportunity, but I don't think I'll cast it. I don't think I'll get the opportunity. So feel free to let PUBG Mobile know that you want me to cast, though. Oh, lol. WBG is basically ELG. Yeah, I am aware of that, to be fair. Abbas, that I do know. I'll be back in a sec, guys. I'll be back in a sec.
会不会下一把就一家人整整齐齐上榜了呢？
也可以解释，毕竟就是我们这个新弟弟啊，让老大哥们先都上个榜，而同时还有2名上榜选手，他们的数据也是非常的不错。
是，就包括现在可以看到居米，他也是凭借一个3个淘汰，对，拿到了一个淘汰榜第5的位置。
对的。就居米他一上来，最后他面对老干爹的一个卡点也是非常的快。是，刚才其实看了一波回放之后，回看到老干爹跟 NV 腾讯视频这一波啊，是不是？如果老干爹他们一开始撞到了一个可以更慢被蓝圈所逼到的位置，也是有可能会反卡住 NV 腾讯视频。
是的，
感觉就是或许在选点上面还需要再小小的优化，不过没有关系，今天还有
10场
比赛，我们稍事休息之后马上回来。
Oh my lord. Sorry about that, my friends. Just had to go check on something. Also, thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. Considering I didn't do yesterday, it really means a lot that you've all showed up. Honestly, it did help. Rishik that he had the edge of the building as an advantage point. It was a bad push from LGD to be honest. It was a bad push from LGD. I'm not saying he hasn't improved his close range, but it was a pretty bad push from LGD overall. Power Boy did great, or without a shadow of a doubt, but it definitely was it definitely was more of a mistake from LGD than anything, in my opinion. Oh, come on, you're a good caster. Thank you, Siddharth. Means a lot. Peace from Indonesia. I think of it, peace to you and all of Indonesia testing channel. You streaming for us means even more. Well, that means a lot to hear. That really does. Guys, press that like button ASAP. Yeah, they definitely, you know, the like button definitely would help. Hitting that like if you are enjoying it. Like and subscribe if you want to, but it's not a requirement. I just appreciate you being here on this day. Octay! Did you watch that game one, Octay? Did you watch that game one? Did you see that game one, Octay? By the way, guys. Oh! Octay, much love to your daughter, Ella. Much love to your daughter, Ella. Hope you're both having an absolutely wonderful day. Octay Olsen is the esports director for Nova, but essentially, I think I'm right in saying that. Apologies if I got the title name wrong, but either way, he's a legend. Octay is an absolute legend, and I've known Octay for over 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years now. Back when Nova had a team in the 2019 PMCO wildcard region, and I got talking to Octay, and he was just so amazing back then, just genuinely supportive. Octay, you missed a banger of a game one from Nova. You missed a banger of a game one. They got 26 points with 16 kills, or 18 kills. Koski, how are you getting on? Koski's also here. Koski's the actually let me mod you, Octay. Perfect. Koski is the head coach for Footballers. He was also previously head coach for Blaze Esports, and he moved to the head coach of Footballers recently. I don't think Nova are directly invited to PMGC. I believe that all teams will have to qualify. Going to watch it, thanks, man. It was seriously such a good game from Nova. Okay, they are looking much better with Jimmy playing, and I don't say that lightly. I don't say that as somebody that's kind of looking at this going, okay, one player like is the reason why a team does well, but it's quite obvious that that Jimmy is having a really positive impact on the team once again, and that him not being there, you know, you wonder how easily they can deal with it. I know you know, they've added 2 new players, and that's always going to take time building synergy, being comfortable, etc. Right? And I know that, but yeah. Also, give love to Octay and Koski. Give massive love to Octay and Koski. Yes, I was aware that he was under quarantine. All right, Octay. But when I was streaming it last week, Octay, everyone was asking where Jimmy was. After a little bit of time, because it was always being answered, and then I got like tired of saying the genuine answer, so I was like, yeah, he turned into a potato, and he's just getting medical help to turn him back into a normal human being. You know, because it was just like so easy to just have a joke with it. He came from Taiwan back to Xi'an. Yeah. Last week versus this week, Nova is ridiculous. The disparity is just wow. It is definitely, it definitely is. We love you, Octay and Koski. Woo! Yo, Octay, you the boss of my boys, Nova. Give much love to one of the best casters in the world too. Definitely, yeah. Give love to Maxman. He's one of the best casters in the world. Definitely give lots of love to Maxman, who's one of the best casters in the world. Hey, look, the potato treatment was a success. Punisher, it fixed him. He's back, and he's definitely not a potato. Their first French champion. This was only game 1 of the day. So they're in first French champion. What's up, Imperium? Thanks, Animal. This year, PL teams are way too aggressive in the last PL. It's also the format, Abbas. It's the way the format is as well. So, because the weekly games are essentially not... They're kind of elimination games, where the top 15, the top 5 go through from the day 1 of the weekly games. Day 1, the top 5 teams go through, and in day 2, the top 10 teams go through. So you have to be aggressive, right? You have to grab those kills, because if you don't, it kind of hurts yourself. You can't play for just positional points. So that's why I knew you were talking about me, guys. Thank you so much. But also Maxan for sure. So that's why in the weekly games we're seeing teams be a lot more aggressive, because it's so much more do or die. In the weekend games, you know, once you get through multiple weekends, you have a lot more sustainability, a lot more time to build up points and like kind of come back into it. But on the weekday, you have to get the points needed. Okay, so we're into game 2. We're into game 2. I don't know if game 2 is going to be able to top game 1, just in terms of we saw a consistent amount of action. We should see ACT against SMG once again in Picado, but I don't know. You're dead right, Octay. Getting into tier 1 team is not easy. You need to prove yourself in high tier competition. It's all about dedication, and you gotta keep grinding. Exactly, Octay. Couldn't have summarized that better myself. See, the cameras are already panned onto Picado, waiting for the 2 teams to arrive, and it seems like it's going to be the case. ACT against SMG 2.0. These casters are so OP. But ACT is going to knock down Pickfeet. Beautiful, though, onto a player of ACT. Pickfeet is going to get confirmed. Beautiful goes down as well. It's not looking good for SMG once again. They have the disadvantage. XC is going to be put under pressure, but that player from ACT only has a pistol in play. The knockdown comes through, but now the counter. Flower C comes in to get the knock and the kill onto ACT. That's really healthy, and now it's just 2 players of ACT left standing. Sometimes it's so hard to keep up with what's going on in these fights. The revive is being played out. SMG are going to be put back up as a 3-man team, which is going to give them the body advantage. Wait, okay, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, by the way, Octay, how you say hello in Turkish. And yeah, you and Koski are more than welcome to speak in Turkish. Legends. Okay, so these casters, by the way, are so cool. I love it. I don't understand what they're saying, but the Chinese casters are so kick-ass. Seriously, so kick-ass. Ooh, okay. Footballers. The king of Europe. It's their favorite team. Octay, interesting. Interesting. Just try it. No, Octay. Okay, so like... no! I don't know how to... No, because it sounds like... Tessa Curler? Or something like that? I don't know if that's right. Oh, wow, okay, that phase 1 circle is massively down south. With about 30% water, RNG are going to benefit from that because they dropped in Valdemar. They're going to be able to play on the main road and then come in around the kind of mid-north western side of this phase 1. But this fight is still breaking out between ACT and SMG. XXKU has moved over into the... I forget what that building is called, actually. But he's on the roof of that building, which isn't bad in terms of as a place to be, but he's on his own. He does have support from his teammate, but the way they have them positioned, it's not going to be the same amount of support. He nearly gets a knockdown. He's going to drop down. Dropping down is very helpful, but that last player from ACT isn't going to look to try and get a counter knock. He's just getting the hell out of there, which is quite beneficial.
他看到神药库倒的第一时间，头也没有回，兄弟，我们这一把我救不了你了。对的，就看一下南边的一个刷车点吧，到底有没有刷出一些可用的载具。但你看到花痴在这边卡了一个北方高点啊，圆心这位置是真不好出去了。
I like the fact that SMG are chasing this as well. They're really chasing it.
蓝楼去进行一个操作。
对的，尤其是当花痴越来越接近的时候，
Really, Octay, you think? You know what? I would agree with you there. I would agree with you there. Across 2020, I would agree with you, actually. Octay, I would agree with you. RSG looking for order. Nova, he's on his own, and that's a little bit of a fear. He can't get caught out like that. He doesn't want to lose his life. If he can suppress and hold down RSG a little bit longer while his teammates come up, that would be really healthy. And it seems like it's a case RSG are a little bit reluctant to push it. A lack of information isn't helping. ACT do indeed are going to get squad wiped, but he took down, nearly took down a player from SMG. So order has been supported now by YDD and Paraboy. So 3 players around this area gonna keep the pressure on the RSG. They have vehicles as well. You have the 4th player of Nova in the background. I think on top of that Chungus little hill where there is a player of RSG also around that area. Yeah, DD and Jimmy are there. They're kind of underneath each other somewhat. They're just coexisting for now. So yeah. How you doing up there? Is the view okay? Yeah, the view's great up here. What about for you down there? You doing okay? Yeah, I'm doing fine, mate. I'm doing fine. Because, you know, they can't overpeak because they're in first-person perspective. They don't have that TPP look that they can use as a camera angle. If you overextend an FPP, your head's getting popped off, your head's getting blown off. So you really got to be careful. You really got to wait for the right time to move, the right time to strike. You got to have a lot of confidence, and that's where DD, to be fair to him, had the confidence, pulled in at the right time, nearly taken down Jimmy. So close, yet so far, but Jimmy gets down in time. DD is going to take some shots in return from the Nova players, and now with the double smoke being laid out, does DD have a nade? Unfortunately, he doesn't. Jimmy will get the heal off and will most likely come in. I don't know why, but our players are always starting slow, making a comeback, which makes it very exciting to watch. Yeah, but it's one of those things where every team and every set of players can have their different traits, right, Octay? And sometimes you can't control it, right? Once the end result is kind of the positive thing, which is if it is starting slow and ending strong, that's cool. But you don't want, it's not like they do it intentionally, right, Octay? It's not like they go into the PL and go, yeah, we're going to start slow on purpose. You know, they might think, okay, we're going to have a bit of a slow start, but they don't intend on it. It's just one of those things. Yeah. Now RSG are being aware of Tiamba. Tiamba are around this region, and it's one player of RSG that's on his own. I believe he got there from a vehicle move, if I'm not mistaken. Now LGD and TMG are going to be facing off. TMG has one player on his own. He has all players of LGD surrounding him. Okay, that's a push. Cheng Si does get the knockdown though onto that TMG player, but now is going to get popped off. TMG aren't going to go down without a little bit of a fight, but they have two players on the underpass by the coastal line that aren't really going to be able to provide that much, and leaves that third TMG player somewhat on his own. He's able to backtrack towards the building, so that's not going to be a bad thing. But LGD, they have the elevation point, they have the man advantage. The circle shifts up heavily north on phase 2. On one hand, the teams are going to be happy about that because it eliminates all that water, but on the other hand, you got Los Leones slap dab pretty much in the middle of the phase 2 circle, and that makes it so much harder to wrap around because you don't want to rotate through Los Leones. If you do go to Los Leones, you're most likely going to stay there, but you don't want to rotate through Los Leones. So that means that teams are either going to go west or east of that city that are outside down on towards the south side. So it's going to make a little bit more of a clash potential for these teams rotating through. Yes, there are footsteps, but no markers. You can hear the footsteps, you can hear the audio, but there's no visual marker on the map, on the mini map. ED knocks and confirms Max just like that from TC. So that puts TC down to 3-man. And they're going to play on the eastern edge of Los Leones. Okay, so playing on the eastern edge of Los Leones, or even the western edge, especially in the north side, is so beneficial because you have a higher elevated area to play around. You get way more information. Playing on the southwest, southeast, not only is it, you know, closer to the edge of the circle, but you really don't have a lot of information on what's to the north of you. JD aren't bad, but I would say that they're kind of a little bit too south of this, of where they want to be. They are taking this fight now against RSG. And now Queen Bao B goes down. RSG are down to 3 players. Lovely shots by JDE. Peeks up. Doesn't connect, but will keep the pressure on RSG. Octane, thank you so much for answering all these questions. You don't have to. You're a legend, man. You're an absolute legend. JD now getting into a little bit more of a controlling position. They're pushing forward. They're not allowing RSG to get away too easily. They're not overextending JD. They're not pushing super aggressively because they're aware that where they're positioned, there is that risk of a third party from Los Leones, even though they're on the high ground, you know, and they do have a little bit of back cover. If they get third party too easily, they're either going to suffer knockdowns or they're going to get pushed too heavily in towards RSG and get caught out, get distracted. So really nice kind of control play from JDE, just being quite calculated on how they move, rotate, and wrap around. There is a player from RSG kind of much further back in that back line, and that unfortunately could be stopping JDE also from pushing too heavily forward. I don't know exactly what information JDE has, but the thing is, they're looking for more information. They're always looking for information. That is what the main thing is. If you look for information, there's a much higher chance that you'll find that information. When you find it, you're able to use it. Whereas if you get tunnel vision on these kind of fights, as RSG has a player go down, you can quite easily get caught out. Now, do they want to push with this knock? I don't know. Time's ticking down. You might want to. Phase 3 has popped up. You know, you are in theory running out of time. The longer you leave it to engage, the higher the chance you are going to get third party more easily. Quinn Bao B knocks down a player of RSG, but 778 is going to fire up soon. But now, DD gets the counter knock, and JD now just have 2 players left up, but that is it. Confirm the kill. DD is going to be put under pressure. That player from JD is down behind the rock, and now 778 is going to push on through. DD is doing a great job. Puts a little bit of shots onto 778, but that is going to be the knock. That's going to be the kill. That's going to be the squad wipe for JD onto RSG. This is so good from JD. Like, really, such a good methodical engagement. All it took was that one knock onto the RSG player for them to really kick things off. Yeah, they suffered 2 knocks, but that's worth it, right? You're going to get those knocks up. They haven't been confirmed. Keep yourself up as a full squad, and it allows you to prepare for phase 4 a little bit more. Get information, maybe reposition a bit, spread out, and control that eastern/southeastern area of the Los Leones terrain. As far as I know, phase 3 did actually center down south, more towards Los Leones, if I'm not mistaken, which is why we've seen 4am full send in, TJB a little bit more on the northern edge. I am not a massive fan of 4am's position. I feel like it's a little bit too deep into Los Leones. I don't know exactly when they pulled off that rotation, but I feel like it's a little bit too deep. Oh, that knock from DD in the vehicle, the pre-fire shots as he wrapped around the building. So good. PEL or Chinese version of the game is much better than global. Yeah, it is. It is overall better, much better than global. It's much closer to the PC version. Exactly like you said. It's a nearly the same. Yeah, so it did shift away from Los Leones, so kind of, you know, the southeast where Tiamba are is not the best, but at least you have the north and the northeastern edge of Los Leones, which is in play. Again, I worry about 4am, that's all I'm saying. ACT went out early, so there are 14 points accumulated from 14 or 13 points accumulated from game 1 will be somewhat cut in half, and it will drop them down the standings. LGD are still up as a full squad, and they're in 9th as of right now with 6 points. TeamPai now gonna play around and wrap from, I think, the north to actually the west, and use the terrain as an entry point into Los Leones. That's really good for TeamPai. That's a great rotation. I get that's a genuinely solid rotation. Of course, they were still going in blind, and playing around those warehouses are not the best. Genuinely, like, those warehouses are not the best. But the building beside it, pretty good. JD has a player knocked down at the hands of RNG. That fight is starting to kick off on the eastern edge. JD didn't really move, and that's not a bad thing, but they've lost a player because of it. Confirmed the kill. RNG gonna make that wrap around. RNG still have a full squad. JDE now down to 3. I wonder how they allowed RNG to push in so easily. I'm not sure where JD were looking, of course, but I low-key can't help but think that shouldn't have happened. I know this kind of train, entering it isn't the hardest, but I was maybe expecting a bit more of a pushback from JDE as a team. I don't know if they were spread out a little bit too harshly. From the looks of it, they kind of were. And having a player knocked down meant that they didn't really have that 2-2 split that we see a lot of Chinese teams pull off, which would have allowed for that revive to come through, because it's not like he got knocked and thirsted super quickly. But now AG are pushing in onto TMG, looking to breach onto the buildings in the north side of this phase 4. Phase 5 could easily shift down south, so this fight is very important for AG, especially when they lie in 12th in the overall standings with only 4 points. We still have 13 teams, 48 players alive. So compared to game 1, there's a lot more players in the lobby, in the game, ready to strike coming into the next phase. Third party pushing in from the blue zone. It can all impact these teams coming into phase 5. Nice Molotov being chucked out by AG is going to get a knockdown onto one of the TMG players inside a small building. It's good. Now they're going to look to push on up. AG is going to suffer a backstab knock unfortunately at the hands of TNG. At least confirm that kill, get closer, encroach onto the space in which TMG hold on to. I like the fact that they're not going for the revive. They're going to continue to push. They're going to continue to push. Because sometimes getting the revive makes a slows you down so much more. But now LGD, what did I say about third partying, by the way? What did I say about third partying? That could be a potential coming into Phase 5. We have just seen Phase 5 pop up, and LGD are looking to try and third party this. They do get a knock, but they suffer one in return. TMG might look at this go, hey, we can pincer our way through, but that's going to be AG wiped off the board. A little bit too slow to push it onto TMG's space for too long, and they got punished for it. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. I've seen that way too many times. Way too many times. The second you get past Phase 3, that push, that fight, that engagement has to be calculated. It has to be fast, in my opinion. It really does. Doesn't matter if you're in the edge of the circle or the center of the circle. Still, TMG are surviving, and LGD have taken the place of AG. Both these teams are outside the circle while the blue zone is pushing in. Will LGD be able to do what AG couldn't? Oh, looking around the corner, peeks is through. That's nice play by LGD once he came in through the window. And now it's going to be the suppression, and that's the way you do it. LGD, they're going to send a recipe to AG and go, hey, you want to know how to cook up a good fight? Here's a recipe. Here's the method. Follow the instructions, and you could be successful like us one day. Obviously, I'm just trolling a little bit, being a bit dramatic. Nice play by LGD, nonetheless. Very well-deserved engagement onto two teams that will put them in a little bit more of a position where they can encroach on the northern edge of the circle. I noticed that TC were looking down upon them while Nova are desperately trying to fight onto the eastern edge of the circle across the road. I think for the most part they should be okay. We could see Paraboy get punished. We could, because JD are coming in from behind. They have one player across the road on that high ground and two players 7-7-8, and I don't know the name of the other player, looks to play on the eastern side of the road. For Nova, the two players that are more firmly inside the circle might be able to knock down the JD player. For Powerboy, all he has to do is just slow JDE down a little bit and allow his team to prepare a lot more. 4M still have a full squad up. The next circle, where is it going to shift? It's going to shift down south. It's going to shift down south. Oh, okay, northwest. Still the edge of Los Leones is in play as TC gets a knock onto Cheng Si of LGD. Not over yet for LGD, but it's not looking the best. More casualties being suffered onto LGD as they have players whittled down left, right, and center health-wise. They're playing on the outskirts of the blue towards the north edge of the circle. A lovely grenade knockdown. Now it's going to be sprayed on off. He has to try and reload. It's going to be a double knockdown from LGD onto TC, and now it's just one player left on his own. Allen against World. He finds one knock. Can he find a squad line? Yes, he can. Allen from TC saves the day. A bland name, but it's not bland plays. Allen from TC is going to get the revives and will keep his team in this game on the northern edge of the circle. Tiamba now taking out JDE, putting the pressure on them. JDE were unfortunately a little bit slow to push in. They did have to deal with RNG, I believe, a little bit earlier on. And now it's Tiamba gonna go in, and that's gonna be 7-7-8 knockdown. It's not over yet. We also see in the distance WBG taking down Jimmy and taking down Order. Minsker is going to play it through for that, while Tiamba has another player knocked down, and now it's just one player that's left on his own across the road. Paraboy is also the sole survivor. He looks for the shots in the vehicle. Oh, with the help of JDE. It's going to help get that squad right. But now it's Powerboy going up against the last player of JDE. There's also, as far as I know, the last player of Tiamba and one player of WBG. All on the southeastern edge of the circle now. Powerboy is going to come in from behind. He's going to get it. A close quarter combat battle, but he's going to most likely lose his life. He has to try and push in, but he's going to end up getting taken out by the last player, Tiamba. No. Oh, my Lord. He's going to choke up a grenade in that smoke. Is that going to connect? Oh, Powerboy! On to the last player of Tiamba. Oh, man. That intuition is just next level. That awareness, that understanding is so good. That's what experience gives you. That's what the grind gives you. That's what tier 1 big brain, big boy, big balls play gives you. He may be power boy, but he's certainly power man as he looks to try and push in on the edge of the circle. Desperate times as he's trying to get his team into the top 7, top 5. He goes a bit too deep, but he's going to play into that warehouse. That warehouse is a bit in the open. TJB have gotten sightlines onto him. WBG are behind. Now, the good thing for Powerboy is even though he's under fire in between both teams, those two teams could actually engage on each other, right? And he can kind of stay. Once the circle stays down south in his favor, shifts away. Still, he can wait until the last second because even though WBG do have 2 players inside the circle, they've Z9 and that player on the outskirts, and TJB are more going to play on the direct south edge of this phase 7. No, man, I feel for Powerboy. I don't think he's going to survive too much longer when it comes to his position. I don't think he's going to get into next circle, but if he can leave it till the last second, if he can hover around the blue zone, then he could maybe get a top 6, top 5. TJB has a player knocked down at the hands of WBG, kind of what I low-key expected. 4M are still in the game, by the way, opposite full squad. I questioned their Los Leones position. I thought it was a bit too deep. I still do kind of think it was a little bit too deep, but hey, it's gotten them into the top 7 of this game. I do believe they have 0 kills so far, but having all 4 players up is at least going to make it a little bit easier to get the information from building to building, from meter to meter, to push in onto the southern edge of the circle. TJB are gatekeeping them. TJB had a player knocked, but they did get that player revived up. Smokes gets thrown out, and now Hisaki is going to lead the way for 4AM. Suk follows suit, but TJB is going to get a knockdown onto one of the 4AM players. That was always going to have a strong chance of happening, unfortunately, and that's the way it is on the edge of the circle. And you know, 4AM going a bit too deep into the city early on in the game. It could come to bite them in the butt. Nice Molotovs being thrown out by Hisaki, though, to be fair. He's going to chuck up a nod on. Recognizing that for the most part, the players at TJB are most likely going to be on the top floor, or at least on the higher floors, because it gives them a better elevated position, and he's going to chuck a Molotov in that direction. Unfortunately, the blue zone is really hurting 4AM's ability to push in on the edge of the circle. There's already going to be TeamPai to the side of them. Indeed, that's going to be 4AM taken down at the hands of Pai, along with the help from TJB. I thought that might be the case. The next phase is about to pop up. TeamPai pushing in earlier on. They have held onto the warehouses. It centers up quite nicely. TC are in play, I believe. Also, SMG are in play as well on the northern edge of the circle. And once Powerboy gets taken out from Weibo, it could see Weibo push in to the eastern side of the circle. But they have to kind of low-key go downhill from the mountain. Powerboy waiting. He hasn't gotten spotted. He's somewhat out in the open. But TJB, why would they be looking in that direction? They have to look into the circle. So that's why he's not moving. He knows that Weibo can see him, but it's worth the risk. It's worth the fear of getting caught out by TJB to stay protected from WBG, because he knows When push comes to shove, while Powerboy gets a knockdown onto player TJB. Oh no, he's made his mark, he's made his move, he got himself caught out, and I understand why he went for the knock, but maybe he should have just stayed quiet for a little bit longer. I don't know if he had to absolutely take those shots, but in the end, Powerboy goes down, he gets his team into 6th. Like I said, it might have been an extra placement point, and now we're into the top 5. PEL, SMG, TC, TJB, WBG, and TC. I think I said that right. Oh, lovely grenade thrown out by W. Gets a triple knock, and now it's one player. Actually, sorry, a double knock, and now it's just 2 players left standing for TJB. Another Molotov thrown into smoke. Very healthy. A 4-man team of PEL are pushing in. That's exactly what they do. They want to beat PEL squared. They want to square through, but in amongst the smokes, they're suffering casualties at the hands, I believe, of both TJB and WBG, but they survived. However, they're going to go down to the blue. Maybe that was a little bit dodgy, but in the end, the final 3 teams are fighting on the mountain of this phase 9. This is the last phase, and this is it. WBG are on 5 kills to get 2 knocks onto TC. 1 player left standing. Great pre-fire shots, and now it's just 2 left up. 2 teams, 3v3 if WBG can get the revives. Because SMG have to play around the rock, they actually don't, because they're in the center of the circle. WBG are going to have to go to them, but the blue zone's pushing in. I don't think they're going to get the revives. No, they're not. It's 1 against 3. 1 player of WBG on the high ground. The 3 players of SMG on the low ground. Footsteps are being heard. Actually, no, sorry. They did get the revives. Oh my lord, they got the revives off. I didn't think they did. 3v3. Low ball a grenade down that hill. Low ball it if you have one WBG. Z9. Step by step, they're waiting. SMG hold on to the center of this phase 9. It's gonna go down on the lower ground. Sending a truck down as well? That could be pretty healthy. Flower chucks a smoke because he wants to try and create a little bit more space. Z9. Oh my god, Z9. Z9 with the Groza. He makes some noise, gets the shots off, goes for the pre-fire, but unfortunately it doesn't work out. Shooting down the hill, he's going to get knocked down. He had to go for a play. He had to do something, but he's giving a point over to SMG. Now it's 2v2 while the circle closes in. SMG are under a little bit of fire as this blue zone pushes onto the side of the mountain, and it's going to expose SMG a little bit. Just a little bit. The low ground should go in towards the favored, but WBG, he goes for the jump shot. He's going to get 1. He switches over, going to go for the second drop. So unfortunately, it doesn't work out. It was a wild push. It was a wild play, but SMG dealt with it extremely well. They get the chicken dinner. They get the win. They get the points secured off the back of taking down ACT and Picado. They end up winning this game 2 in Miramar. Nice game. Not as good as game 1, but a nice game nonetheless. Shit, I have Discord messages that I need to check. Hey.
有一说一，他们从最开始进入到市城以后，确实后面的这个操作空间是比较小的。沈微博刚刚比较严肃的，但是打下面确实他可以给你反应的时间是非常少的。比如说刚才给 Z9 一个
nice stuff. So looking at it, 4AM have moved up to, actually sorry, they moved down to 6th. They were in 2nd, so they moved down to 6th. With only 2 points in that game. PEL have moved up 4 spots. LGD have moved up 1. And JDE have moved up 4. That's really good. It is a top 10, by the way, that move into the weekly final. So if you look at it, there's 5 points dividing 7th and 12th. But the top 5 is still Nova on top. with 32 points. You have WBG on 31, TC on 28, SMG on 25, and TJB on 20. So Nova on top. Yeah, unlucky they didn't have any nades, exactly. Because I was thinking if they had nades, they could have lowballed a few nades down that hill, and it probably would have secured one knock on the SMG. But SMG played the edge of that rock really well, to be fair. Really well.
那其实再回顾一下刚才这个局面吧，其实就是见到了一个从城区出来的一个方面。那孙峰，你作为一个选手，当然说选手们在从城区出城的时候，你有没有发现有没有哪一种打法，它可能我们不能说完全能活吧，它生存率会稍微高那么一些呢？
主要还是选择一个离城边比较近的位置。哎，进城千万不要深入，为什么？因为你进城深入以后，
Oh man.
城的路就会被堵死。
那我觉得就是类比一下刚才
UX sponsoring the PEL, that's pretty kick-ass.
存活到最后的两支队伍。
Nova always do good after they fail. Yeah, you're not wrong there in the afterlife. You're not wrong there, my friend. Insane. Insane stuff so far. Huh. Ooh.
SMG 就架个圈往城推了，城里对他会往前面走 ，SMG 就可以在顺位接进去。
就相当于我要是因为 SMG 本来也是一个中部的顺位，他不会说在面临一个2、3阶段的时候就有一个没位置扎的一个地形，所以他就是灵活的踩到一个城边缘。这样的话，下一个圈型无论向北还是向南都有一些操作的办法。
对，就是等着圈型的刷新，我们再选择是直进城啊，还是绕山啊？
好的，那我们回顾一下上局比赛的胜利时刻。
倒一个，牛逼！倒俩！牛逼！你俩一起补枪！别进888。没打死。毛退，打他一个。拉我脸！打他了！年他倒了。雷过了。
I'll deal with that later. Today, Nova playing like they did on last day. Yeah, you're dead right. Who remembers Nova crazy rotation at PMGC on Yasnaya? Dude, I remember that. First two games have been a doozy, to be fair, but we're going to be moving into Sandhawk for game 3, and that's going to be pretty awesome.
Oporino 唯快不破，本场比赛的 MVP 要给到 TC 战队的阿兰。
是，也是刚刚我们看到阿兰也是在那个位置一个人扛住了老干爹的3名选手。
就他当时是在一个非常危急的情况下，因为老干爹他们本来以为自己是一个高打低，可能是一个稳操胜券，那老干爹体现出来了一个非常强的韧性，最终扛起这个艰难位置的属于阿兰。
再让我们看一下现在的淘汰榜，榜1是给到了 Pro Boy。Pro
Boy 第1 ，Order 来到第2位，无限的第4，曼寒的第3，明斯根儿的第5。
哦，666。
是的。 前面都咬得非常的紧说明曼寒、雨令和伞兵他们现在只是在伤害量上。
He's giving me moderator, bro. Why should I time burner? I don't really know you, my friend. Prize money comparison to PMGC and PL. It's pretty massive, Garba. I think it's like 100,000 every week.
是，指挥就是一个磨合器嘛，需要这个调和队伍。 对，包括他的进圈路线，然后给到队伍打架方面的帮助都是特别。
Okay. Interesting stuff.
去这里，另去那里，就居米会让你去的位置，往往也是利于你去发挥的一些点位。
是根据队伍每一个选手给他分配一个适合他的位置，就比如说给到伞兵的位置肯定是。
Looking good, Imperium. Thank you very much, Urga. Means a lot, my friend. I need my hair cut, which is frustrating, but nothing I can do at the moment. The barbers and the hairdressers are not open in Ireland at the moment. So I need to wait. Hopefully they'll open at the start of April. But like, if they open at the start of April, everybody's gonna be looking to get their hair cut. I can book an appointment online though, so that'd be good. Your friend? Yeah, but like, from where? I just don't recognize your name, my dude. Don't recognize your name. Like your YouTube name. Oh, player from SMG being interviewed. I wish there were subtitles. I haven't got my haircut. I need a haircut. You can't say nice haircut if I haven't gotten my haircut. Well, thank you. SMG keep popping. Yeah, they do, Tamka. Hey, Tamka, do you want to join me on VC? And basically cast this with me? I'm good, T-Jazz. How are you? Tamka, you're more than welcome to join me, alright? Thank you, T-Das. Means a lot. You have a girlfriend? No, I don't have a girlfriend. Next LAN event of PUBG Mobile should be massive. We want these kind of presentations. Garba, like PMGC Finals was meant to be that, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. Oh, man. Why don't they play Vikendi neither in PEL nor PUBG? Like, what's the reason for that? I believe the reason why is because Vikendi isn't as competitive as Erangel and Miramar, and plus it's a little bit, it's not as entertaining as Sanhok. So I think eliminating a map made sense, and Vikendi just low-key made sense to them. No, I don't have a girlfriend, Satya. PL need English caster for real. I would love to. I'd love to do an official English broadcast of PL. Honestly, like, Imperium is my girlfriend. Shut up, Tamka. Why you no answer my question? Tamka, why you no answer my question? Oh, you asked a question, I didn't listen, had a meeting. Oh, I was gonna say if you wanted to join me in basically casting this. Which team do you support in PEL? Not really any team, to be honest. I support all teams overall. Suppose I'm cheering for Nova a bit. Well, really, I'm supporting all teams. Supporting all teams.
还希望再能够见到这样的一个老对手啊。那刚才其实青木教练也说到，对于自己4位选手的整体的表现是非常满意的。那也期待我们 SMG 整支战队在接下来的3张地图也可以来发挥的更好。
Maxman being a bitch sent me a picture of the Red Bull Frigiga.
看看都有
Damn
哪
you.
支战队上榜了呢？排在第1位的是
Damn you, Max.
10.4万，第2
Damn
位
you all to hell.
10.4万，以及 NV 腾讯视频。
Damn you all to hell.
那我们的 SMG 呢是暂时排在第6位。
Like now, let me do my dinner and I come. If it won't end. Yeah, when you want to, when you want to. PMPL, Survey, Assistant TPP, SMH. Well, all of... I don't know why you just say PMPL links. Like, all of PUBG Mobile Competitive has aim assistant TPP at the moment. Do you see the format of South Asia PMPL this season? They're mixing up like 5 regions of South Asia. Well, in the end, you'll move on to like a regional final. You know. You're lying. MGL just told us he's your girlfriend. Yeah. Those casters damn beautiful. Hell yeah, they are. What is your opinion about the new PUBG new state? I haven't seen it enough to have an opinion on it at the moment, Pepe, but I'm excited to see it. I'm very excited to see it. I love how casual that guy is dressed in the middle, by the way. It's like his shirt isn't tucked in. His tie isn't tied. He has a jacket and then he has like trousers and a runner. Like, yeah, I think it's cool, but it's also like... What a goofball, Highlander. What a goofball. Okay. Hey Woodson, how you getting on? UL PMPL champion soon. Let's see. Wally, it's gonna be tough, but they could definitely do it. Next match, Sandhawk. Indeed, the next match is Sandhawk. Go home from shift and sitting now with some snacks, enjoying the stream. Welcome, Xerox. I hope you had a nice shift at work, and I will do my best to provide an entertaining, relaxing broadcast for you and everybody else, my friend. Pink suit plus white suit looks good on you, Imperium. Love to see you wearing it next PMPL. I need to like not be fat to pull off that, my friend. I'm guessing he was the coach for SMG, right, Lynx? Or are you talking about the caster, Lynx? Dude, I really wish I could speak Chinese. I've heard that 3 Chinese teams are invited in PMGC. Is this true? I don't know. Could just be a rumor that somebody made up. Like, always wait for official announcements, Darmirage. Plus, it won't be a matter of being invited. It would be a matter of qualifying. Like, the 2 teams from China that played in PMGC, they weren't invited, they qualified. Yeah? Dude, they're nearly like media stars in general, Garva. You know? They're nearly like full-on media stars. Like, I think Paraboy won an award that was like to do with modeling, I think. Your Chinese is better than mine anyway, Lynx. Yeah, you won a fashion show. Praneeth, with all due respect, where do you get this information from? You know? Have you seen an official announcement that we haven't? Do you miss Indian teams not being able to play PUBG Mobile competitive? I miss it because they're missing out on the opportunities that essentially the rest of the world are getting, and that's unfair. And I definitely miss the kind of the passion behind it. But at the end of the day, you know, by missing them too much, I'm not respecting what all the other teams across the world are attempting to do. So yeah, I miss them, but it is what it is, and hopefully PUBG Mobile will be back in India in due time. In theory, that makes sense, Ahmad, but you know, unless that's officially released. Exactly, like Hugo, you're pretty much dead right. Like, it's fine to say I think they will get invited. I think this, but until something is made official, it's all just a rumor, right? Until something's made official, it's all just a rumor. It would make sense for PUBG to bring back the champions Nova, and if it's two different... Oh, Sirak. Okay. Christian, stop being toxic, yeah? Who... Winner, chicken dinner, Reski, Gay 1 went over to 4am, and game 2 went over to SMG. Not official, but generally most PUBG tournaments follow the format of inviting previous season winner directly. So, yes, so you're going off an assumption based on previous history. That makes sense, but don't say it as if it's a factual thing. Don't say it as if it's officially announced. You know, wait until something is officially announced. You know? It makes sense what you're saying. To be fair, it does make sense. And it would make sense if Nova were invited. Excited to see how Africa region competes in global stage. But Urga, I don't... but South Africa... The South African qualified team isn't going to play against like global teams as of yet, right? They're going to play in a PMPL. But I'm definitely excited to see how well the South African region is growing. Sorry, I deleted my comment because I agree with what Hugo said. No, but I saw a little bit of your message, Zirak, and I think it made sense, to be fair, man. You didn't have to delete it, but I can respect that, my dude. Who do you think is the best IGL for Nova XQF? Who's Nova XQF? I only know Nova. PUBG Mobile India will surely come, as now we can see many Indian players are moving to their bootcamp. Hey, Beast, how you getting on, my friend? How you getting on, my friend? Look at this guy. Guy with probably the best name in PL, Minsker. When's this 5G game coming out? I don't know, Hugo. The qualified team isn't from South Africa. Wait, so the team that designed 4KT, aren't they from South Africa? They have to be, in some way, shape, or form, like. Whether it's living in South Africa, or sorry, not South Africa, but Africa. My apologies. Man, but I didn't. Let me rephrase that. They're from the Africa region, right? They aren't directly from South Africa, but they're from Africa region, right? Imperium bring Geocast. Geocast hasn't casted PUBG Mobile, plus she's pretty busy. I don't know if she'd be interested, to be honest. Imperium, there is news that there is just 2 slots for China for next PMGC. I mean, no free invitation for Nova. I don't know. It's not news. It's a rumor, my friend. It's a rumor. It's already out, but only in India. Okay. How do you know how it's being received, Project? Best caster. Thank you, RD. Here. Sign 4K tier from Nigeria. Yeah. See, I'm an idiot. I can't subtitle Yakuf. Let me see if subtitles are available. Nope, no subtitle available. Oh, I didn't know there's 1080p. Okay, that might help the quality. FOG is already available on Play Store. It's the worst game ever. Please don't try. So people aren't playing the game. Bring Ocean for at least one day, please. Oh my god, yes. I need to contact Ocean and ask him if he wants to join me. Yes, I do need to, actually. I might do that for tomorrow. This time, PMPL South Asia roadmap is very difficult for global qualifier. But it'll be worthwhile. It's a great way of testing the teams. We only knew once PL season's already ended. Yeah. Thanks, David. What do I say about Navi team? They're immensely talented. And they're a fantastic team. Very aggressive, very controlling, and also very experienced. PUBG is not finished development completely. What's released is like a public beta. Okay, fair enough. Praneeth. Ocean plus Imperium. Wow. I've never casted with Ocean, so it would be amazing to bring him on. Ocean did stream PL on day 1. I will hit him up. I'm actually going to message him right now. I'm going to message him right now. Because if I leave it too late, I'll end up forgetting. Message. Hope you are well.
也是因为跳点问题嘛。是的，在之前因为军事基地是有秦九跳的啊，所以当时 SMG 是选择去到2号基地，而今天秦九战队是不在出战的队伍当中的，所以我们看看军事基地啊会不会
like to
ACT
pass with me on EL viewer party stream.
对，其实关于roll点这个事儿啊，我们私下里也有是仔细的讨论了一下，只要2支战队啊。
Okay, message sent to Ocean. Let's see if Oh, okay, he has PGIS to cast. Fair enough. Look, I'll still message him. I'll see if it, you know. If not, he might be able to cast with me in another week. You know what I mean? Okay, we're into Sandhawk. I didn't even see the plane path. Hugo, I have an idea, but I don't factually know. I have an idea, Hugo, and I'll get into it in a bit. This is my perspective, my opinion. RNG and TeamPai both once again landing in Sandhawk. I believe ACT have gotten bootcamp all to themselves. I believe. Oh yeah, Q9 like to go to bootcamp if I'm not mistaken. But because Q9 qualified yesterday, ACT has bootcamp to themselves. Yeah, okay. There you go. I remember things. RSG dropping on the Northwest Island, the edge of the Chungus Mountain, as I call it.
等于说比之前2场比赛拿的分数持平了。
是的，那我们看从地图上能看到 SG 的队员已经是拉上山了。这个山上如果你占据的话 ，SMG 是很难出来的。
Flowersy was knocked down, but most likely will get revived up as he crawls his way into the building. Door closes and Beautiful is gonna get a beautiful revive. Nice camera angles in through the window. That's some good observation. That's some good sweeping camera work. Right there. Nice. SMG currently have a 2-2 split as far as I know. 2 in the mainland, 2 in the Northwest Island. I didn't see where phase 1 went to be honest. Because I wasn't really checking it out. I know Garvey, you put Wild Zone. Not gonna lie, didn't see the phase 1 zone. From the looks of it, it's on the Northwest Island because TJB are moving from the mainland over to Hating. And Pigfeed is sweeping across the bridge to join up with Flowersy and Beautiful. Who's your favorite player, sir? I don't have a favorite player. I don't have a favorite player. Go Loops, best team, the Brazilian. Go Loops indeed, they're OP. 4 a.m. Nearly getting caught up by TeamPai, but they're waiting. Okay, waiting to strike indeed. One knockdown comes on through. A second knockdown, a third knockdown. Now Svan's left in his own. Svan gets taken out, and just like that, TeamPai wipe 4 a.m. off the board. Now you see me, now you don't. Surprise mother trucker. TeamPai. They knew what they were doing with that. They knew what they were doing with that. So good. Nova Power Boy onto LGD is pretty healthy, but now JD are coming in from the mainland. I know Nova are used to holding on to this trifecta compound position. They are used to holding these angles a little bit. As far as I know, you have either Jimmy or Power Boy on the Painan Mountain. He's in his vehicle. He's going to be pushing in. And that is indeed 8 points for Pai. Yeah, Power Boy pushes in. He's going to go a little bit aggressive. Little bit aggressive. Novus will have their full squad. Beautiful. Beautiful grenade by 778 to get that knockdown. Now Power Boy gonna play on the underside. I'm gonna jump over the wall, which is definitely kind of healthy. Well, YDD gets a revive. Playing with the Vector is definitely difficult because those bullets spray fast. Now Jimmy on the other side. Jimmy on the off angle. The flank position comes up 3. He's going to get one. He's going to get one. Powerboy's under pressure though. He has to try and pull off a first aid. YDD, after getting the revive onto Order, will also get another knockdown onto JDE. Now there's just 2 players left. 778 is one of them. Nova turning this around. Turning this around massively. Grenades being cooked up by Order, looking to go over the wall. He does confirm that kill onto the player from JD. A safe confirmation. Jimmy, he's still on his own. He's across on the mainland. He's pushing a bit more forward. He might be able to find 778, but 778 finds Jimmy. And now LGD from the hills outside this trifecta compound where Nova knew and knows that LGD are around there. Jimmy gets caught out. He gets taken out. 3 players left for Nova, unfortunately. But now JD getting third party from Tiamba. This is Sanhok, baby. It's a third party map. And now JD are down to just 1. 778's on his own. Nova are a little bit aware of that. 778 is chucked down to half health. Tiamba taking the position in which JD were. And now TMG onto LGD. Okay. Suki is so close. He gets knocked down. Beautiful G30. QBZ, should I say. QBZ shots flying on through. Now, Nova can't push in onto 778 because Tiamba is now across the road and they 3 players strong across that river. Going back. Look at that beautiful double knock, triple knock, last player. So well played from 4AM. Like, so well played.
站位就能看得出来，派这个位置基本上就是一个口袋阵，你进来，基本上毫无还手之力吧。
这个 4AM 与其说是来打比赛的，倒不是说是来郊游的。2个人骑着小摩托，另外2个人骑着这个。
Still, this isn't bad play from Nova. I didn't see where phase 2 went. By the way, I don't think they showed it on the map.
没关系，还有2把海岛，而且今天的目标是前10嘛。
是。另外 ，NV 腾讯视频这边是刚刚 LGD 和 TMG 的这个枪声啊，肯定是已经吸引到他们注意力了。
对，那现在
Look at that, JD and Nova are like truce guys. Truce while we try and deal with Tiamba. Yeah, a little bit of a truce. Tiamba still have a full squad up, so you're gonna have 4 pairs of eyes looking in the direction of Nova. As phase 2 did stay, it's centered up quite nicely, but it's still, for the most part, on that northwest island. That's why RSG has such a big spread on the Chungus Mountain. You have teams that are playing on the northwestern side of the northwest island, which definitely isn't bad.
是的，那现在也不着急嘛，反正现在大家都在圈，也是等你前面的队伍走了，我再走。
这还只是安全区的东南角啊。
对，
我们在东北角啊，也就是现在看到 RNG 的这座桥当中，其实也是有一些战队有危险的。RNG 目前是肯定没有问题的，但是他们会不会选择在这个桥的位置稍作停留呢
？Pies, coward snakes. That's a silly thing to say. Okay, how about you play the game competitively as Order comes in to wipe out JDE? Honestly, I'm just removing that comment, Mayes, because that's a... Sorry, but that's a really stupid comment. I hope I removed... Yeah. Bingo. SMG now fighting up against RNG. As far as I know, that's on the Hating compound. Indeed, it is in Hating. SMG survived against RSG earlier on, and they do indeed get a kill onto RNG. Nicely played. RNG are not looking the best. They're down in 12th. They're on 12 points. Yeah, okay, they're only 1 point away from the top 10, but, you know, it's not the best place to be.
目前 ACT 和 SMG 我建议大家
Pai now playing on the coastal line of the Northwest Island. Outside the circle for now. They pushed in from Paradise Resort and RNG are going to be waiting. Nice by SZ. Now chucks out a grenade. Pre-fire shots with the Uzi. Wow, a second knockdown is played through. Why did you go in on your own like that? Why did you go in on your own off the back of your teammate getting knocked down? 2 easy kills for RNG, and honestly, that was a massive mistake by TeamPai. Now Pickfeet picks off another, and now Pai is left on their own. That was very silly for TeamPai. W is at least going to get a small bit of redemption by taking down 77H from a distance, but really that shouldn't have been the case for Pai to lose 3 players like that so easily. He's gonna have to jump in the water or at least stay down by the underpass as SMG. Okay. Circle shift. Southwest. Away from the Chungus Mountain. A good 35% water in play. Still the tip of the Southwest Island. You don't want to go on the Southwest Island, but Nova might be forced to play from that direction. Come in through ruins and play the coastline and try and pick off a few kills, maybe even onto the bridge line if they want to. Because I can't see them getting across onto that Northwest Island without getting caught out by 3 or 4 teams. And now the sun is coming out, which is just blinding my face. Making it all pasty and white. GG, well played. Thank you so much, son. Actually later on compared to last days we've had.
但确实是如你所说啊，而且是空无一物，几乎是没有任何掩体的。所以 RSG 如果说真正在原地停留的话，应该是可以。
Wait, WBU Yingwan, do you mean the QBU?
给到 AG 很舒服了，啊，西南一切把我盘活了呀。
是的 ，AG 从一季出来之后啊，几乎是没有怎么正面作战。
而且假如有队伍要从西南角开船过来的话，你白给吗？
对，完全是白给。
Now RNG on the Ming skirt, get knocked down, but 98k has been third-partied in the distance by Quimbao B. Quimbao B indeed has been playing really well. He seems like I can join you before the next game. Want me to join in your server VC? No, let's leave it for the next game. T-God, okay, mate? And we'll set up the in-game sync, okay, mate? Show Nova, please, love from Bangladesh. I don't have control over the camera, my friend. I'm like viewer partying this, so I don't have any control over the camera. Like, I don't know if you're aware of that. So Nova has 20 kills this game? No, they don't. I keep getting auto-corrected. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'll let you away with it. Don't let it happen again. You go on. Okay, TC. They're gonna play on the Southwest Island, which makes sense. They got there before Nova. I don't know how Nova have pushed in, but the last player, TeamPai, is playing in the blue. You can see his health is chunking down. It's not that bad on phase 3, but it is going to be worse phase 4 onwards. Thanks, Myers. Oh, 98k going up against WRNG against Pi. Grenade being cooked out. 98k has no idea he's there. He has no idea. He's going right past now. He steps on up. He's going to take the shots and W comes out on top. That is the calculating play. That is how you do it. YDD gets knocked down by WBG. Confirmation comes through. Z9 picks up that one. And yeah, you can see that Nova were attempting to play onto the coastal line of the Southwest Island, but I would argue that they left it too late to move out from that trifecta line. And although this circle is still on the coastal line, Tiamba and TC have already got there, and I feel like Nova could have gotten ahead of Tiamba because Tiamba were on the mainland. So Tiamba wrapped around, avoided Nova, and got to the outside of ruins before Nova. That's, in my eyes, a little bit slow from Nova. A little bit slow. Please make a video just scripting about PMPL South Asia Finals. I might make a bit of a video for it. I might make a bit of a video for it. Technical brothers. It'd be cool to make one to hype it up. RSG has a player knocked down, ACT. Picking up that one, which is nicely done. They're outside the circle, both of these teams, so cleaning RSG up will be really beneficial for the push into the next circle. Queen is prone down. Now he's going to stand back up, but he's going to get knocked down. Sorry, not Queen, Quan. I mean, I apologize. RSG left with 1. They're currently in 15th place with only 2 points. RSG are not looking good. Not looking good. Hey, Rias. How you getting on, my friend? I'm aware the sun is in my eyes. Let's move the camera angle a little bit. Well, SMG getting caught out. Let's make sure that this is right. Oh. Bingo. Okay, now you can actually somewhat see my face. It's not blinding you. I'd be missing out. All this goes off when I'm asleep or working. Well, that sounds like a you problem, yes. It's good to see you here. Imperium is just watching the live on YouTube, so you can have control in the match. You're dead right there, Bins. When is PMPL starting? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not quite sure. I forget. Is it the 23rd of April? Or 23rd of March, I believe. As AG picks up TJB. That's gonna be the end of them. 9 teams, 26 players alive, baby. TC still have a full squad. ACT have a full squad. Tiamba, AG, and TMG all have full squads left. Not for long. As a knockdown comes through from Quimbao B. Where he got taken out. In the end, ACT will get that revive up. The circle does shift up north. TMG are right in the dead center. That spread on those buildings is so good. You have 2 and 1. You have 1 in another building, and now he's actually going to be a 2-2 split between either side of the road, the compound buildings. That is so good from TMG. They're covering so many angles, and they're somewhat covering each other with that. Nova opting to go in the water, which low-key makes sense. They're forced to, but as soon as they cross onto that bridge line, yeah, you're going to have TC waiting. Now, if they can take that player from TC, that could be pretty healthy, but Order trying to dip into the water. Once his head pops up, he's going to get spotted out along with Paraboy. They're going to really have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The only thing they can hope for is that TC gets caught up by ACT from the higher parts of the hills. That could be the case. Order nearly goes down, and Nova are just trying to survive. Indeed, Tiamba from the bridge line knocks that player from TC and gives a little bit of hope to Nova, where Order has gone down. Powerboy is left on his own. Nope, Powerboy is going to get taken out. That's the end of Nova. Still not a bad game from them, but it could have been much better. Zoom, zoom, zoom is Tiamba on the TC. They are fighting their way across the bridge into the Northwest Island. Tiamba confirmed that kill. It's going to be 3-on-3. But TC, Alan clutched up in the last game. Can he do it again? Will they have to? They're waiting by the entry point of the river. They're waiting by the entry point of this water for Tiamba to mermaid their way up. ACTXXKU does get the knockdown onto that player from Tiamba. Unfortunately, AG is also flanking around looking for a bit of a juicy third party. TC steals that kill away, gets another knockdown, and Tiamba are down to 2. Oh, TC under Tiamba once again, and ACT gets knocked down. That is really healthy. AG are still kind of third-partying them a little bit. They're just poking them with the needle that is the bullets of their guns. Tiamba are still alive. Another one of their players gets knocked down, TT. But will he be able to get revived? I don't think so. Only so much longer he's going to be able to hold on. Are you reading YouTube comments? Kind of a man. Every now and again. No problem, Sarthak. How did your exam go, my friend? How did your exam go? Shout out to my friend. I'm Casson. Tiamba. Staying on the bridge, hoping for the best. As soon as he moves away, shots are being fired up in his direction by AG. AG could get this chicken dinner. They could get this chicken dinner. Allen gets knocked down, unfortunately. ACT are at least pushing in and encroaching onto the space. Bar TMG, I could see AG winning this one. They have all 4 players up. They're able to play on the coastal line of the west side, around this black hole area on the edge of it, which is going to give them a little bit of high ground perspective. TMG pushes in onto ACT. ACT tries to play from the Chungus Mountain. They get a knockdown onto TMG. That's pretty good, but they're down to 2. Confirm that kill. Pick one up. Happy days. 8 kills for ACT. A much needed result, to be fair. AG has a player knocked down, unfortunately, and confirmed up, so they're down to 3. But they have been able to wrap around off the back of this next circle, centering up, and are close to the edge of the circle. They have a vehicle. They're going to be able to use their advantage to couple rocks in around them. It's not the worst position for AG to be in. TMG definitely have to deal with ACT, in my eyes, as well as SMG coming in from the north. But SMG are going to get pinched by both AG and TMG, in my opinion. But they made it close to the rock. They're making it close to the wall. Beautiful and XE are making some beautiful moves, while ACT gets put down to 1 with the blue zone. Maya, you have to be given mod, but I'm not going to give mod to you. SMG have found a way in. They found a way into the entry point on the northern side of the circle. Now phase 8 is going to start closing in the next 5 seconds. TMG still have 3 players in this. They still have 3 players in this. Nobody has a full squad of the final 4 teams. 2v1, v3, v3. AG, like I said, they're furthest away from the circle out of all these teams, but that could give them a little bit of an advantage point because of the fact that SMG and TMG might get distracted by each other. Shots being fired up on towards Beautiful. Now it's going to chuck out a pre-nade. That's pretty healthy. Just outside the doorway, making sure that if the players of SMG get closer to them, but Sir goes down, unfortunately. Instant revive. SMG go down. Unfortunately, they're going to be finishing up in 4th. Top 3 teams left standing. ACT is waiting it out, finding the right time to strike, while AG and TMG are going to do what they can to hold each other off. Phase 9 starting to move in. It centers up around its roadside. TMG are going to gatekeep AG extremely well. They already get a knockdown, already get a confirmed kill. TMG have been here for a while, and they're not ready to let go. They're not ready to let go. ACT wipe out. That's going to be the final 2 teams left standing. But indeed, AG does find a knockdown onto TMG. That's going to give them that entry point. Playing on the side of the wall, but he has to move in. The blue zone is pushing in. Slowly but surely, the teams are automatically getting thrown together. The revive is pulled out from Sir. And that's going to put him up into, once again, a 3v3. They're both cancelling each other out. The peaks, the shots, nice sprays from AG. He's gonna get the knockdown from the sidelines. Even if he goes down, he's been a great sacrificial lamb for his side. And TMG are being whittled down. The Molotov is gonna hurt him. TMG instantly put down to 2. Lovely angles, lovely shots, lovely peaks. And the second one player left standing. AG clean it up. They get the chicken dinner, and it was well deserved. TMG maybe not capitalizing on that knock earlier enough in that fight, and in the end AG come out on top. Nice.
SMG 的压力嘛，所以他要收缩一下，不然他有可能得不偿失。是，还有包括刚刚 TMG 小帅，由于自己可能太想拿分了，被高点补掉，这也是由于可能是导致他们最后没有打过的一个原因。
这个确实是啊，因为我们说比赛当中任何一步失误都很有可能会造成最终的一个惨痛的结局。
对，蝴蝶效应
是小帅的那一波漏身位啊，我觉得可以在接下来的这个比赛当中啊，或者是比赛结束之后好好的复盘一下。不过这场比赛我们还是要恭喜 AG 啊，获得了最终的胜利。
是的，来看一下积分榜。
目前我们看到排名第6到第15的分别是 ACT、AG、童家宝、TMG、
4AM on 10th. They're on 10th. They're just on the edge. They've had first game was a good game, but they've had 2 bad ones with a 2 and a 0 pointer. That can't keep continuing. That really can't keep continuing. AG shoved up the 7th off the back of that chicken dinner winner on 26 points. TMG also getting into the top 10, which is healthy, but now the top 5. Nova still on top, SMG in 2nd, TC in 3rd, WBG in 4th, and TeamPai in 5th. Hey Imperium, how the hell Nova on such good lead? Did they play well in recent matches? Yeah, they got 26 points in game 1. Sarthak, they got 16 kills in game 1. 16 kills in game 1. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Brian, why do you put an angry face beside that message? That just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense, my friend. Hey, let me bring in T-God.
既然又聊了这个，我们想再多聊一下。我觉得居米的这个回归啊，它的意义绝对不仅仅是在这个指挥上面，我觉得更多的是给予到队友的一个信心。你说脏活累活，我全部都一肩挑，每次你只要往前冲，我就说我在这架着啊，有我在，你不用怕。所以这样的一个给队伍的这种支持是非常重要的。好，那我们还是通过胜利时刻来回顾一下上场比赛的精彩部分啊，镜头。
Let me find my server. Good job.
死了！你就拉人狗人。我去拉。我得进水了。海边打倒一个 TC 的标点。OK。捡到死一个。
Okay, let's get T-God in here.
鱼死了，直死的。还有 TC， 就收分吧，你们俩去收分吧。
Hey, just wait 2 seconds, T-God.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna have to obviously probably. Okay, so I actually have that right. That's fine. Source. Cool. Okay. Do you have the stream up in terms of like the feed that I'm using? No.
Yes.
You okay?
I'm watching from Doyo.
Oh, you are? Okay, well,
Yeah.
are you able to like live pause and stuff like that if you have to? Because we've got to make sure that our things are on the right thing. Not now. Once we're in game, we'll be able to. Are you able to live pause and whatnot?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries.
I'm kind of familiar with this page. Been
Yeah,
a long
no
time
problem,
since
no
I
problem.
visited this shit.
Okay. Hey James, how you getting on? You want Para Baby, Rios? That's a little bit creepy. A little bit creepy. How are you getting on, my friend?
Me?
Yeah, how you getting on? That's why I said my friend, like. Are you not my friend?
I am, but I thought I was much closer.
Sorry, should I
I'm
say
doing
girlfriend? Is that, you know?
I'm doing
No,
good.
it's not Max Man Lakshaya. It's a T-God. He's a PUBG Mobile coach and former pro player. He's coached No Chance team in the past, and he's worked with multiple teams across the board. Put my camera back. Okay, cool. It's been some good games. It's been some good games, my friend.
Yeah. Actually, I'm happy to see that SMG has popped off because
Who?
they have been doing it. Team SMG.
Yeah, Team SMG are doing pretty good. Especially considering they still haven't come to a freaking truce with ACT.
Oh yeah.
Like, what's with that? Like, what like, why? Surely they come to a truce.
It's like the Chinese teams, they're quite close to each other, so they don't like to rip off the one single game because those point systems are so much important, even in single like counting one game.
Yeah,
and
but
this
it's
is
like
elimination, if I believe.
yeah, but it's
so they
like
would be more safer.
surely it gets to a point. It kind of has a risk of because if you look last week, for example, both teams didn't qualify. Right? Like none of the teams qualified out of the two.
Actually, I haven't been able to watch the PEL those days because I'm kind
No
of
worries.
like.
Yeah. So
about
see you,
things.
Rios. Have a good day. Have a good day. Enjoy your shift. Yeah. So basically, last week, both teams didn't qualify, and a massive part of that was because not only did they trade the squad wipes, although I think for the most part SMG won most of them, but because they were left with maybe one or two players, it made it so much harder in those games. You know?
Yeah. The thing is, the SMG is kind of like weaker on the early game compared to the other teams. They base on the mid game rotations a lot.
Okay. Yeah, but
So
surely if you're fighting against a team, that mid-game rotation is so much harder to pull off because you've lost that rotational time in the first circle minimum, right?
yeah, so from what I'm seeing from the first two games, they started to play like a little much more faster than the other teams, trying to pull off some
Yeah.
rotations more early than they. So yeah, that has like effect on them because at this moment there's like no team that countering their fast pace at the mid game. So they have been able to get the advantage on their hands.
Fair. I'll keep an eye on that. To be honest, always. Of course, it's hard because I can only kind of, because I don't have the map stream open. Because honestly, I'm not really too interested in having the map stream open, because this is a viewer party thing. So it's just, you know, it's not as important. But because I haven't been able to see like how quick their rotation is, mid game compared to, let's say, early or even late game, as an example. Or compared to other teams, at least. But, that's a really interesting point, like. The other person that's talking, Real, is T-God. He's a PUBG Mobile coach. And a good friend of mine. Isn't that right, T-God?
Yeah, I'm more closer than the friend.
Shut the hell up! Don't
I'm
make
his
me
boyfriend.
kick you. Don't make. You know what? I'll own it. I don't mind.
没错，在这个赛季和上个赛季相比，我觉得最大的一个区别就是现场能够容纳非常多的观众，能够来线下支持我们的选手。对，我记得我第一次打线下赛是18年在。
Oh my god, that is actually OP.
是有线下观众的啊，作为选手，我第一次打线下赛嘛，也是比较紧张。
紧张到可能手一直在出汗，对啊，可能会在赛场上有一些误操作，但是你别担心，我们现场的所有观众啊，应该说我们现场所有的粉丝都已经。
Why are you playing? Why are you saying RIP 4M? Like Brian, like relax.
TeamPai 的这个队内语音非常有意思啊，特别是凯晚，每次说，兄弟们，下面现场的欢呼都是为我而来的，你们听好。
This is match. What do you mean, Merlin? By this is match? What do you make with Nova? I'm changing their coach though.
Their new coach? You mean?
Yeah, like. Why do you
honestly,
think?
I had no idea who he is.
Yeah, but why do you think they changed coach?
It was like the time they were like going to make changes for sure, because like as you've seen through the 2020, their results have been like pretty disappointed in the late months. So they wanted to change their game pace.
Even though they won PMGC finals?
Yeah.
Fair, that makes sense, because they were a little bit disappointing in the league, yeah. Okay. That kind of makes sense. Because even though they won the finals, they didn't do the best in league, and even then the finals weren't exactly like, they did good. Obviously they did good enough to the point where they could take the chicken, they could take the finals in the last day and in the last game of the last day, but the fact that it kind of went down to that last game, you know, it's not something that Nova want to happen for a team with that caliber and that talent. And then they lost. They didn't win PEL season 3, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, the second half of the year definitely was a bit. Although they did win PEC, but that's a little bit different. That is always a little bit different. There's a little bit more of a caveat on that because the international teams, it's not the same thing. Because the international teams are playing on as you know, PEC rules, etc., etc. But yeah, I understand actually why they might want to change up their pace. Plus, adding in like 2 new players is always gonna like require time to Thanks, James. Appreciate it. Somebody put in chat, T-God, no offense, but your casting is OP. I'm like, why would I be offended by a compliment? Thank you. Yes.
Oh, I just went through this Phil, who's the new coach of Nova.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was coach of DKJ, which was like pretty good team, but they couldn't pull off because of their players. Like there was kind of problem, if I believe right. And he was even coach at the TGB and GMF, which is Gimme 5. Yeah, those are pretty good teams.
For sure. Okay, so when the timer for the first circle goes off, we'll sync up, timer wise.
All right.
所以在 P 城的这个作战当中啊，我相信 SMG 肯定是有所准备的。但我
We'll make this a little bit more chill because I know you never really like massively like cast it before, so we'll keep it a little bit more chill. And I do want to hear a lot more of your like viewpoints. To be fair, I really want to hear your viewpoints on how teams are positioned, etc. But look at this, like Picado, SMG, and ACT. Like seriously, like I kind of low-key forgot about this from last week because I didn't stream yesterday. This is just like seriously crazy. Why? Why are they doing this to each other? Why? I ask myself why. But SMG do overall, for the most part, have a little bit of an advantage and a trade either way, looking to confirm that kill, and maybe Beautiful will be able to pick off that revive onto pick feed. I think a grenade was thrown out by ACT, and now out the window he goes. The shotgun blast unfortunately doesn't work out, and ACT picks off Beautiful with that kill. On the other side, we see Flowers knocked down at the hands of XXKU, and I believe it's one player left standing for SMG. Like, T-God, why? Just why? T-God, you there? T-God?
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry.
What the hell, man?
The freaking food. It was
oh my god.
Burned, so I had to get out.
Idiot. What's the timer for this phase 1 for you? What's
minute
the timer?
10.
1 minute 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you pause? I'm like 1:30. Can you pause?
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna count down.
1-5.
What, you're on 1 foot? Just it's pause on 1:5, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I'm at 1:5. Just wait. Did you see the fight between ACT and SMG?
Yes.
Okay, just wait. Wait. 110, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13.
Alright. Yeah, I'm going on now.
Sorry, but yeah, like, why do they do this to each other now? Why do they do this to each other, man?
I think the most of the part is because like they prepared on their Pachinki rotations a lot, so they don't want to just give it to the other team like freely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but why do they
plans.
land so close to each other, right? Because normally when we see two teams dropping Pachinki, in my experience in like PUBG Mobile competitive, they'll drop either side of Pachinki, right? So they'll look to at least try and set themselves up for an engagement as XC. He's going to find his shots off. He's going to get one knockdown. That's good from XC. Reposition instantly up the stairs. Catches him out quite nicely. Didn't make the noise. Was able to at least do something with that. But now he has harder work to do. His position has been spotted out. He needs to try and go for the shots. But he might use this just to dip away, disengage. But why not disengage if you weren't going to take the fight full on? However, XE has slowed down ACT, allowed that revive to get pulled off, and now he's dipped out of there on the northern side of Pachinki. But yeah, like, kind of back to my question, T-God, like, both teams, normally when we see teams dropping Pachinki, they'll drop either side, and they'll kind of, loot up a bit before going for a potential fight, whereas between SMG and ACT, they don't drop near each other, they drop, like, right on top of each other.
So it's like the thing that they don't want to have the late game, because most of the times we see on our global teams, they drop on two different sides. They just wait for the other team to push them and make the mistakes at first. But for those Chinese teams, they want to have the fight fast and clear. So yeah, they have to end their fights fast in order to rotate like in their favor.
Yeah, but like, I know, man. I just don't know if the payoff is really worth it overall. I think it gets to a point where you haven't pushed your team back. It could be more beneficial to just, surely it gets to a point where it's just stubbornness for the sake of stubbornness, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's pretty hard for those teams to like change their game style on only 1 week, so. they just still like goes for the contesting.
Yeah. But again, I just look at it and go, okay, well, you don't have to change your playstyle in terms of drop spot. You don't have to change your... But maybe just going on the other side of Pachinki just could be a little bit... You know, if a team tried it, I'd be okay. But every single time they've dropped on top of each other, I'm like, you know, like... There's so much out of your control at that point because you've got to hope that you land just before your opponents. You get a gun just before your opponents. And that is kind of so uncontrolling in my eyes that is it really worthwhile. But either way, this game is going to be continuing on and teams are starting to rotate more closely into the circle A, G, W, B, G. Like, yeah. Good stuff all the same. Good stuff all the same.
以赛代练嘛，发现自己一些其他方面的问题。
Your weekday and weekend matches top 15 during weekday plays, weekly finals at weekend. Thanks, Octay, for explaining that. If you want to, you can check out the Liquipedia page. That's the Liquipedia page. You can check out the Liquipedia page for information on the PEC, such as results and how the format works.
By the way, are you allowing those skins, like the jetpacks?
Dude, they're so cool. They're so cool.
Those
like,
are so clean.
Like, because it genuinely, they look realistic, like, in the sense of you actually think they're, you know, they're actual, like, it's a completely different vehicle. They need to introduce that into the global version. It would be amazing.
咱们的目标就是30多分嘛。
好，这边终于是把整个 P 城全部都排干净了。
不会真的是一路搜一路找，一路想找小张嘛？
小张趴在这个位置，35发子弹应该不能秒3个，一个脚
，2个有没有机会换枪
？Yeah, that's why I didn't even really hype this one up because I was like, he didn't disengage fully away from Pachinki. ACT were gonna hunt him down because ACT are doing ACT things, and now that's gonna be SMG taken out again. They're still second overall in the standings, so it's not too bad. But yeah, that's an extra 2 points for ACT.
Oh my god, my stream just refreshed.
Rip.
Now, yeah. We will have to be seeking again. What time is it yours now?
The blue zone, the phase 2 is about to pop up, so I'll be able to tell you the timer now.
Okay.
58, 57, 56.
I'm on 35 already.
Oh my god, just pause it. You're a mongoose. Just pause it. What time are you pausing on?
25.
Okay, I'll let you know when I'm at 25. Phase 2 is popped up, and as shift up north, you have your river and play, you have George Paul, you have Everest. This is a very tricky circle, a very tricky circle. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, boom. It'll be good to go. Yeah, this is a really tricky circle for these teams to play around while Pi looking for the shots off onto TMG. Nearly gets that knocked down into the vehicle now. They're looking for another one. TMG are just wrestling around with those vehicles going, no, we're fine. Like rabbits running around looking for shelter while TeamPai are hunting them down like the foxes that they are.
很可能就刚刚丢失了10秒钟，让自己身后的战队跑到自己前面去了。因为我们知道在山脚下还是有一些2-3个地方啊可以待。
EMG down on the southern side. Tiamba, like this is a good place for Tiamba to be, but it's also going to be quite difficult. Well, actually, no. I would say the Cathedral is a really good place to be.
有2-3个地方都可以死死的架住你。
对，而且你要推的话，要连推2队呢，也不太好推。
所以我倒是觉得天霸在这个时候啊，可以尝试的去。
You God, you're honestly the worst co-caster in the world. Seriously. Like you're honestly, like, dude, like, yeah, I know, but like, you know, come on. Like, what's the point in joining VC with me if you're not gonna talk? Like I said, like keep it chill, but I'm literally leading you in. Fuck me, man. Excuse my French. God damn it, man.
Yeah, so about the Tiamba position, it's pretty good for them because they can rotate with the two different sides towards the south and west, like both of them. They can rotate, so it's a good position.
That's what I was thinking. At first, I was like, "Oh, that's a good place," but then I was like, "Wait, if the circle shifts up north, yeah, they can kind of wrap around on the side, and plus that cathedral gives like a higher elevated position, right?"
Yes. So, this moment, the position of 4AM is pretty hard. If they get like between two squads,
Okay.
they're gonna be quite hard to like pull off some fights.
Yeah.
This position is kind of hard to fight with the two teams at the same time, so we gotta see that.
By the way, do you have a map stream open as well? On a side note, a dedicated map stream?
Nah, at this moment I can't even change the screen because it's just keep refreshing.
Okay. No worries. It hasn't refreshed since you last told me, no?
Nah.
Okay.
But I hope it won't.
I am letting him chill, David, but he has to, he has to be able to talk. I mean, Abbas, he has to be able to talk, So, phase 3, I believe, shifted down south for the most part, which makes the kind of edge of Everest a little bit more viable, and then the compounds down the south of it. Yeah, it did shift down south. Like, it's gonna be so much harder. That's why, like, Tiamba, they've shifted and reacted really well onto that, but it's still not gonna be easy. They just gotta wait for their time to strike on that rotation while RNG are putting the damage onto RSG. Another player goes down, and RSG are down to just one now, and RNG picking up the pieces, picking up those kills in a nicely fashion. That's the way you do it before you push in on the edge of the circle. You take the teams around you out. You make it much easier for you to enter the circle.
So yeah, the RSG has like got completely destroyed because RNG was ready for this push, but they were kind of planning on the rotation inside to the bridge, but RSG was like a little bit of early.
Novin, the last game they committed to and I'm gonna say this because I think it's a tiny bit similar. They committed to Los Leones fairly early in the game, and it did work out for the most part, but they ended up hitting that brick wall as their circle shifted away from the city, and there was a team on the further edge that had gone there first, or got there before before 4AM. And I would say it's a little bit similar with that crate position for 4AM. Like, that's only going to help them as long as it stays there. If that circle shifts away from crates, like, they're screwed. Tiamba playing towards Everest on the eastern edge. It's a good breaching point, but they do have TJB behind them, so they could, in theory, get third party. The circle does shift up towards the northwest. That is insane. So 4AM are still a little bit in play. That circle shift is wild. Very wild. Popping, ping-ponging left, right, and center with Everest still firmly in play. Tiamba won't be disappointed with that because they definitely look to commit towards this area. Now Nova are going to have two players in. Jimmy is under pressure. TMG have gotten in as a three-man team, but there is a player in the back line, I believe, from another team, if I'm not mistaken. Grenades are going to go flying. You have all three players of TMG in there. All it's going to take is a couple of calculated grenades from Nova, and that could see TMG under a hell of a lot of pressure. Okay, 4M, I see what you're doing. I respect that. I respect that. Pushing out of crates like that massively, but TJB They're waiting on the lower edge of Everest, being aware Team Weibo up above, making some noise. Own Yes is left on his own. That's going to be 4 AM, taken out of this game. Unfortunately, they have gone down to 11th overall in the standings, and now YDD gets a knock onto one of the TMG players. And JD, that's the team that's in the back line, possibly going to be able to third party this, while RNG are going to push in onto TC. The revive is getting pulled out, but RNG need to have the full squad in that direction. I like the fact that one is across the road on the lower side, but I think there's going to come to a point in that engagement where he's going to be a little bit useless, because as the players of RNG push into the compound, it's going to be encapsulating by the walls. And now Nova looking for the fight on to TMG. They want to close out. Jimmy's knocked down. Orders pushing in. He's keeping the pressure on, but there's going to be a team third party. And it's ACT that comes in for the wings on the outside of the circle from the southeast side. They catch him out, and Nova unfortunately going to miss the boat. Jimmy's yet to be confirmed. YDD, if he can find the position, if he can find the smokes to get across into the other house, that could at least keep Nova up as a 3-man team. I shouldn't really be too worried, to be fair. With only 2 games left, they have pretty much secured their top 10 spot, but they don't want to dwindle down on these games. They wouldn't want to start hard and then end on a little bit of a low note. They do want to come into both these Orangles games with a consistent level of performance. Now Tiamba, TeamPai, and WBG all on this Everest terrain. It's going to be wild to hold on to. RNG third parties, you could even say kind of fourth parties low key, while YDD's trying to hold on to the Molotov's play. Actually, yeah, that Nova player, Jimmy got taken out. YDD got knocked out, and then Powerboy's left on his own, so it didn't work out for Nova, unfortunately. But at least Powerboy is going to be able to get away from all the action, the hustle and bustle, while Tiamba's looking for RNG is going to get knocked down, and that is good play by Tiamba. But they're not out of the woods just yet. No, they're not out of the woods just yet. TT coming in from the blue. 98k is going to look to take him out. That's going to be TT going for the kills. SC, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're just swinging around in that vehicle, maybe trying to cause a distraction. Tiamba TT does indeed get the knockdown. That was a little bit of a mistake by SC. I don't really know what was happening there, but the final player from RNG, 98k, finally comes in from the sidelines to get the squad wipe onto Tiamba. What the hell went on there?
So, yeah, it was so much pressure on those players. There's so much information in like so little amount of time, so the players had to act quickly, and those happened. And I would like if the Tiamba played like much more like lower side.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be a lot of teams like coming from the behind them when the zone is shifting, so it's gonna be hard for them.
Yeah,
and on the Nova situation, it will be better if they have called out the order to get closer to them, because order just went so open.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought as well. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but either way, both RNG and Tiamba both getting taken out, and we're down to our top 10 teams. The circle has shifted up north once again. Everest is now on the southern edge of this phase 5 circle. ACT are down below, but they're outside the circle. They could actually wrap around on the underside, but here's the thing, right? You have so little information that you're going in blind if you go for that wraparound. It could work out, but you're going in blind.
So yeah, it will be now like take the high risk and high reward at this moment. Those teams gonna be doing some crazy things now. You can be expecting those a lot now, because throughout the Everest it's so hard to like play like straight in line.
Yeah,
I'm expecting to Team Weibo to put a lot of pressure on those teams.
Yeah,
maybe like they have the control of the Everest. So I would love to see if the ACT can like go through fight with the GD, if they can clash.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. But JD indeed have come in to take down TMG just like that. So that will give a little bit of space. Oh, an M24, Palte headshot Balde. Not afraid to look for it. Peaks are so quick from JD, like just to kind of switching from leaning from left to right to jiggle peaks are just so well executed by these teams in the PEL. ACT did get a player knocked down at the hands of Powerboy, but they instantly responded by taking down Powerboy and Nova have gone out. We're into our top 8 teams, 25 players. LGD do have a full squad up along with JD. Both of these teams are outside the top 10, so they do need a pretty massive result coming into the final game of this day 2 of week 2. EJB trying to survive as a 2-man team. They're at least in the circle, but they're kind of pinching between AG and LGD, which is a little bit of a feels bad man. So that smoke is only going to hold on for so long. LGD with a 2-2 split, being able to take down the last player of TC. Alan tried to hold on for dear life, but that's going to be it. Nice play by LGD, nice control, but they do have TeamPai on top of the mountain. ACD, TeamPai, WBG being put under pressure from both sides, but now Z9 is going to close on in. He's going to come down the hill, looking on towards that player of ACT. Great peaks from ACT, unfortunately not quite connecting all of those bullets onto Z9, but both these players are going to be down to about half health. Confirmation from Z9 to get that kill. He knows where he is, but it is going to be ACT that comes out on top because that player from WBD tried to go for the confirmation. He allowed that heal med kit to pull through, and now AC, well, actually it was a ACT, but now they're taken out. We're into our top 4 teams.
So yeah, the Weibo has been pushed out of from the hill because of the TeamPai, if I believe. They have pushed through behind them and got some knocks, so they had to go down and fight those teams because they can be staying up there. And I would like to see if our games can pull off this chicken dinner because it's so much advantage for them at this moment. They haven't been in fights, so their utilities are gonna be at the most high level.
AG onto LGD. Trenxi gets knocked down, so that's going to put LGD down to 2 players. It is 4v4v4v2. That's why it's so much harder for LG, because the other teams around them are like full squads. They might not know that, but once they have a little bit of an idea, you know, at least they're still on the eastern edge of the circles. That's one thing that they can benefit from. The teams on Everest are going to try and play down the mountainside. TeamPai waiting a little bit later. They have their wings spread across the Everest train, looking to try and catch out JDE. It's always so hard to push in onto the circle, because if you do too early, you're going to get third party. If you do too late, you're going to get caught out coming in from the blue or from the high ground. It is so difficult to play around. I like that AG are also spreading themselves down on the low flat terrain, but it's low flat terrain. It doesn't exactly provide that much support. They're on a 2-2 split. I like it. TeamPai doing what they can. They have a player in the circle in between JDE and LGD. That's the anchor point position, but can the rest of the team get there with him? Or will JDE, off the back of getting down the Everest train onto the southern tip of the circle, be able to comfortably engage onto Pi, feeling a bit more confident off the back of surviving that push down the Everest mountain? The next circle is about to pop up. There is a crate drop right in the center of this current phase that could be utilized by any of these teams. It does shift on down to the south east. It helps TeamPai. It hurts AG massively, and it low-key helps LGD, even though they're only a 2-man team. Now, AG could use that crate drop as a way to get in on the edge of the circle. They also have a couple of vehicles to their advantage. Let's see if they look to use it as TeamPai trying to deal with that one. AG taking those pop shots off.
So, and yes, AG is trying to have a vision towards those 2 teams try to clear up them first and go inside the zone. Because at this moment, if they go in, all of those two teams gonna be focusing on them. So I do understand their like little late rotations.
Oh man. The entry person from TeamPai that they go on to into the circle from the earlier phase is still alive. That is so important for TeamPai's ability to push in. AG does send a player by that crate drop, if I'm not mistaken. Sir goes in. That's a good, once again, a good anchor point while the rest of AG are firing from the distance. You don't want to send too many players there because as Sir gets knocked down, I think that's okay. But now if the rest of the squad are going to come in there where Sir is knocked down, they should send the full squad rather than just one player. They also might be able to capitalize off the fight that is about to break out between TeamPai and JD. Nice Molotov being thrown out by JD just to try and separate the players. DP28 knockdown comes on through. That backline player is knocked down, followed by a second TeamPai player. Now it's just the two frontline on the edge of the circle. And LGD, Suki coming in from the backline. Third party in this one. That is going to be TeamPai down to just one. Nice opportunistic play from LGD. They've been quiet for the last 4 to 5 minutes. But now when they needed a strike, when they wanted a strike, when they felt like the time was right to strike, they struck. 778 knockdown off the back of an M24 headshot from AG. AG are still a full squad, but JDE, they have 3, they've held on. Suki, once again, being a needle in the side of these remaining 3 teams and getting a couple of shots off onto JDE. That's slowing JDE down. That's making them a little bit more hesitant to push in, and that's allowing AG to come in. A lovely shots by Zuki onto JD. AG take down JD. Now we're down to our final 2 teams. Suki's been so good for LGD, but he can't get knocked. He cannot get knocked. His teammate is more central inside this Phase 8 circle, so that gives them a little bit more of a play around. But he also can't allow AG to get that revive off onto their 4th player that is currently knocked. Sir did get revived up. That's good for AG. Suki is getting supported by his backline player. This is still Phase 8 as well. We haven't even gotten into the last phase and we have 2 teams left. 4v3. The revive, sorry, 4v2, my apologies. The revive did come out in time. So AG are back up as a full squad. Talk about the Everest terrain. This is going to be a massive mountain for LGD to climb. They're on 8 kills, so they've had a damn good game. It was a much needed game for them. But now Suki's going to get knocked. And now it's just 1 player left on his own. He does indeed get that knockdown. He has a couple of first aids. He instantly goes for the turnaround on the first aid. But I don't know if he's going to have the time to pull off. Indeed he does. But it's going to be AG that comes out on top. They get the final kill. They get the chicken dinner in a angle. And they'll move up to 3rd overall.
So yeah, there it is. The AG has played their patches, and that thing paid off. Like, they were not even engaged at the early stage.
Yep.
So yeah, they had their utilities and their merits, like armors, like all of the things, like at the full percentage. So
yes,
while the other teams were fighting, they were just kept being quiet. And there's gotta be a lot of comment for the Suki. He played a lot with a lot of patience, and that paid off so much.
I know, right? That's the thing, like, because LGD were in those kind of like fights on the kind of mid stages of the game, like coming into late stage, but when they realized they were on their own on the eastern edge of the circle, and the circle did keep on shifting around them, they just waited. They waited so patiently. Like, it was so good from LGD as a duo, and they move up to 8th overall in the standings. 4 AM are down to 14th. A good game 1, but it's been 2-0-0 following suit. They can't allow that to happen. 4 AM need a massive final game, because not only are they on 19 points, but they are, to be fair, 8 points behind JDE in 10th. Like, that's not easy. I know phase 1, phase 2, that's a squad wipe, but still, like, that's not going to be the easiest for 4am to deal with. ACT have overtaken Nova in first place by 1 point. AG moved up to third, TeamPai in fourth, and WBG in fifth. Insane.
So at the remaining games, we gotta see how 4am will recover from this, because like 2 games dying out early is major in these situations. Even though when they're like 14, they have to be like top 2 at this moment.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They need a top 2, top 3 maybe with 6 to 8 kills. I think would be enough. Yeah, I agree. They need a massive game. Insane.
And if the LGD had their utilities at the last stage against the AG, it will be like such a close game, because AG spent a lot of against the GDE and TeamPai, so they had like nothing to do, and that's why they like had to push as a 3-man, and it was like 1 versus 3. I believe if they had their utilities, they're gonna be slowing a little much slower, because they want to take those risks, and there's still gonna be a chance he can take that 1v3. Those Chinese players are so good; they can do this so easily.
First of all, Octane, I'm actually gonna disagree with you. I don't think Global is way below PEL level. I don't think it's way below. Is there a difference? Yes, because at the end of the day, it's not like the global version players have a chance to play FPP and aim assist off. That's what they, you know, they have to play TPP. They choose to go into FPP mode in terms of, you know, that close quarter combat fight within the game. But, you know, if they had it their way, I believe that they would easily go FPP. But I don't think the level is way below PEL. I genuinely don't think so. And Sam, China is not always dominating global tournaments without experience. Because 4am, yeah, they won the league stage. They won the league stage actually pretty well. But 4 weeks of global gameplay for a team like 4am and for teams like Nova is always going to be enough practice. And even then, Nova only won the finals on the last day, right? It's not like they were 100 points ahead of every other team. It's not like 4am were like 80 points ahead of everybody else in the finals. Zeus nearly won, and they're a global team. You know, it could have gone down to a number of teams on the last day of the finals. Just the experience of Nova really shined through, and the hard work that they had put in across the league stage, it all came together when it needed to, and they deservedly won the finals, but it wasn't dominating. It genuinely wasn't dominating.
Yeah, that's for sure. The Chinese team have struggled a little bit in the finals, because those global teams, they adapt so fast in so much situations. So yeah, their playstyle was kind of getting burst out against some teams. So it was easy for them to counter against those Chinese teams like 4am and Nova.
Yeah.
If you've seen the fights against like 4v4, it was like really hard against them.
4 weeks may be enough, bro, but global teams have years of experience. So do Chinese teams. They have years of experience. That doesn't take away, you know what I mean? Like, that's like giving somebody, like, realistically going from the PL specs to global specs is like going from PEL specifications to global specifications is like going from a high class racing bike to a slower racing bike to a, you're still gonna know how to ride that bike. You might have to adjust how you cycle it, you might have to adjust how you, but you're still gonna know how to ride that bike. And that's what it was for Chinese teams, to be honest. And the fact that like all of the Chinese teams are so heavily close to each other in terms of skill, that is part of what helps keep, you know, at least China so like strongly up there and I suppose on top at the moment. Global teams are getting there. When you do get to the likes of PMGC and when you do get to the likes of the PMPLs within those respective regions, the competition is close and it honestly is fantastic to see. It's just the regional things like the PMCOs and some of the PMPLs, they still need to evolve a little bit more, but that's going to take time. So of course that's going to take time. That's true, Octay. Their work ethic and dedication is at a different level. That is true, Octay. But that's because the esports industry in China is so much more heavily developed. They're kind of given those opportunities to put in the work ethic, in my eyes. And plus, I'm fully aware that like the Chinese teams, they go into Chinese players and yeah, Chinese players for esports will look at a game and go, how can I be the best at that game? Whereas on more Western regions and on a more global level outside of China, people will look at a game and go, okay, am I enjoying the game? And once they're enjoying the game, they'll then think, okay, how can I be the best at that game? So they're like a year and a half behind Chinese teams and Chinese competitors, you know? Merlin, I'm just going to remove your comment because all caps isn't going to allow you to. It's not only about skill, but also mental strength. Yes. Yes, Octay. The one thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if you'd agree, T-God, the biggest thing I noticed, in my opinion, between Chinese teams and global teams, or Chinese players and global players, is that Chinese players are way more confident. They're way more confident, and that shows in game. Across, they're way more confident about what they're doing in game, whereas global teams are a little bit more hesitant. Global players are a little bit less confident.
Yes, the main issue on this, because the Chinese people from the little age, they like train so hard on the things they want to become from their parents, so it's just in their minds, like they grind so hard on those scrims, like they just don't want to split this away. Like,
yeah,
if they were like chosen to go like pursue this career, they're just gonna go for like playing. They can play like 13 hours a day without no stopping.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the difference. And those players, they know like if what they have to do to become the top. So yeah, they're just still going for those. When it comes to global players, there's like a little bit of mentality problem and ego problems.
Yeah.
And so yeah, those are the difference.
Yeah. But then again, at the end of the day, to be fair, it is pointless comparing the two at the moment because there's nothing players in the global region can do, right? You know, it's like, it's like giving out about you can't really, like, it's not the players' fault in the global region. Yeah, okay, attitudes can shift, but at the end of the day, if between opportunities, between the way the game is given to them, there's only so much they can do with that. So yeah, comparing the two is low-key a little bit pointless, and it's not something that should really be done all the time. Having a discussion about it is kind of healthy, but trying to compare the two is just, yeah, it doesn't really, it's not going to result in anything, because until Tencent decide to make changes to the global version, or to at least to the competitive side of the global version, that, nothing's going to change.
Yeah. I think from the next game, I think I will be like so frustrated because my pages keeps refreshing, and I downloaded the DAW like client.
Dude, I'll just send you the stream link for YouTube. It's better.
Oh really? Then let me do that.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I said. I asked you if
有点憋屈
啊，真的是有点憋屈。
You're an absolute mongoose, you know that?
在赛场前都会拿这样的一个1000万的转会费啊，作为一个调侃。但实际上我们也是非常期待这一支战队在进行了这样休赛季的一个运营之后，能够见到成效啊，这是让我们所有的管理层都可以觉得，哦，我这一波操作是对的，我们这样的一个运营方式也是对的，我们接下来也是可以持续的啊这么去做，那我们整个联赛那岂不是蹭？
是的，
啊，就往上。
Oh, that's the link.
调侃归调侃，也同样是对他实力的认可。
我以为你说身价调侃归调侃，我还真的是很酸。好了，在玩笑之后，所有的选手也准备完毕，让我们一起进入到今天的最后一场。
Alright, it's gonna be much better now.
Yeah, it is. It's so much easier. Okay, last game of the day, 4 a.m. have it all to do. Like, they have it all to do. Okay, Merlin, I'm gonna time you out, dude, because you're literally putting every comment in all caps. You know, stop typing in all caps. It doesn't make your comment any better. I think it's awesome, Abbas, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, we'll sync up T-God when it gets to the timer. It's a good playing path for this last game, though. It's a really good playing path, like, genuinely poggers. Once again, SMG and ACT dropping in Pachinki on top of each other. XZ is under pressure. He's going to have to go upstairs. Can he find a gun in time? No, he cannot. XXKU got there first. He picked up an Uzi. That's a kill for ACT. SMG instantly down to 3. At least Beautiful and Pigfeet are kind of close to each other, but Flower is further away, and that's a little bit of a feels bad man indeed. At least Flower has a barrel that he is able to utilize and push back. One player of ACT is down on half health, so is XXKU. Grenade being picked up. It's going to get pulled through nicely. Oh, he was looking to cook it up. He's not sure exactly where he wants to throw it. Oh, he's going to... Oh, that's a good part. Unfortunately, he misses the beat. Fortunately, he misses the beat. T-God?
Yeah.
T-God.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Flower with the double knock. Oh my god, Flower now Pigfeet. He has to try and change gun. Can he change over to shotgun in time? No, he cannot. He cannot. Now it's going to be 2. Oh, Flower. He's on his own, but he's single-handedly turning this fight around for SMG. I was about to ask you about this phase 1 circle, but oh my god, Flower has taken my attention away. Such a well-played fight for SMG, and Flower in particular. He only has 21 bullets left on the barrel. I don't know if he has anything on the SMG. I don't think he does on the Uzi. He looks to chuck up a smoke upstairs. Unfortunately, it doesn't go. It's going to be down on the bottom of the stairs, which is going to make it a little bit harder. Flash grenade gets thrown down, I believe, by ACT. It pushes SMG back a little bit. Oh, Flower. Oh, that's a little bit clever. But he's down to 16 bullets. The revive has yet to be pulled off by ACT. Yet to be pulled off. Oh, Flower. He only has 11 bullets on the Uzi. And I think like 5 bullets on the barrel. He's going to run out of bullets. Never mind running out of time. Oh, he picks up some. He picks up a clip. Now he's going to go up with that clip. He finds a squad wipe. And Flower for SMG picks up the kills. And he gets that 1v4. That was a 1v4. Might have been extended 1v4. But it was 1v4.
Damn, that was such an amazing play from Flower. He even didn't have the armor and helmet.
No.
They all had the armor and helmet, but like he didn't. What a play from him.
Like the fact that he just constantly stopped that revive from coming through, that was, in my eyes, that's what was big brain, is that he just constantly stopped that revive. So it gave him enough time to obviously think about how he wanted to play it out. He went into another building, he got a clip, and then he was able to re-aggress. And I believe the revive did come off in time, but by that time there was no heal, there was nothing that was able to get pulled off. So even though ACT had 2 players up, it just wasn't enough. And Flower, wow, oh my lord, Flower, the clutch. But yeah, phase 1 military island, you got?
Yeah, it's gonna be 70% military island for now, because there's still chance it's gonna be like shifted towards the mainland.
Nice. Nice. I like it. I like it.
If this was global, just the global teams, it will be like already like though some teams gonna be crossing the bridge, but
yeah,
we won't be seeing from the Chinese teams.
Yeah.
Because like those teams take their positions fast, so they don't have to worry about those.
One thing that I think helps Chinese teams a little bit, and it is part of the fact that aim assist is off, but I think that could be countered by making the vehicles a little bit weaker. I feel like sometimes it's a bit too easy to rotate in the vehicle on the Chinese version.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And I think that kind of hurts it a little bit because it allows the teams to play into the edge a little bit too much. Whereas I think there should be a consequence, there should be a risk to it. Whereas because the vehicles are like so easy to use and rotate in, I'm not saying that the risk isn't there because you have lack of information, you have position held onto by the opposing team. But when it comes to like, you know, playing on the edge of the blue and even just rotating late, I don't know, man. I feel like the vehicles could do with being weakened and it makes that risk a little bit harder.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the PC version has decided to like have that point system affect this play, because
yes,
if you see this, the PC teams are gonna be having a lot of like fights during the gameplay in the early stage because of their point system, and we don't see those in the Chinese at this moment. Like they're still like they can still be comfortable with these points.
Yeah, but also the way PC has developed, there is no security of rotating in a vehicle because the players on PC have gotten so good at tracking in a vehicle, like so good that there's very little security to rotating. So at least that risk, there's a consequence to that risk of leaving late. So that's where you also have that shift for the PC teams as well.
Oh yeah, those PC teams can like just hold like for different angle of the mountain and they just don't lose it. Like
yeah, that's
it's
true.
so hard to like break through.
D-God is indeed OP. Yeah, somebody made a good point, to be fair. AZT and SMG both first and second, even though they drop in the same parts of the map. Let me just look at this.
通过了回放，我们发现啊，最
啊
后时刻花痴是没有击倒2人啊，是因为对方根本就没有扶起来。
It's insane.
1秒钟。
是的，那对方最后也是没有选择扶嘛，因为贴脚步上来了，还是要直接跟他打的。
如果说最后
LGD are still staying.
扶起来的话，2杆枪说不定还真有胜利的机会。
他拉枪。
Oh, on the mainland, we also need to do the timer as well on phase 2. I think we're pretty close, but we just need to do timer out of principle.
Yeah, mine just shifted.
Yeah, mine's just shifted too. What's the timer on yours?
I'm pausing on 50.
I'm 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. On a side note, and I've said this before, I would love to have that available for me casting. Being able to like telestrate while casting, that would be, oh, that would be so good. That would be so good.
但是你要想 AG 是刚刚2连击的，他现在手感很好啊。
So I think now we will be seeing a lot of teams going closer to the bridge. Like they won't be focused on the bridge so much. It's gonna be at least like 3 teams, the max. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of action towards the 2 bridge sides.
这是我们开个玩笑，耳朵的一个小幽默。不过这个时候我们任何的幽默，在进不了洲决赛的战队耳朵里面听起来。
AD are firmly inside the military island. Still waiting for 4 a.m. to pull something massive out of the bag. Pull something massive out of the bag. As a TeamPai have a player caught out. They actually went by boat. Onto I think Novo, and then took a vehicle, and one of their players obviously got caught out. However, they are surviving as 3 players, so that's too bad. That's not too bad. This is indeed the last match. Like playing inside, well, not inside the base. Well, yeah, technically inside the base, but like the caves and the airplane area of base. I think that's like pretty healthy for this phase 2 coming into phase 3, phase 4. And I've noticed that it's a pretty comfortable spot for a lot of confident teams.
For me, it's gonna have the disadvantage because if the dawn's gonna be shifting towards the northern side, they're gonna be having no information towards the inside.
That's true.
So they will be have to taking a huge risk at that time.
Okay. Okay. I'll have to wait and see where this phase 3 goes. But that's why I don't think it's too bad on phase 3. Or phase 2 going into phase 3, because you might have a better indication of which direction it's going. So if it does kind of shift up north, that's fine. But phase 3 into phase 4, I suppose the risk is a lot more because, like you said, if it goes up north on phase 4, yeah, you're going to have no information. Indeed, phase 3 does go. It centers up more than anything, but there's still a good like 35% of the water in place. So not playing on military base is definitely the best call. You don't want to be there. The radio tower that RNG held onto is going to be out of the sightlines. TMG have their southern tip to themselves. TeamPai also looking pretty good. This is not a good circle, to be fair. Like, not really that good of a circle. I'd say Nova are probably the best position team right now on the western side.
I do think the teams can be fitting in this zone pretty smoothly.
Okay.
Not colliding with each other because there's like a lot of position you can take on south.
Yeah, but TeamPai are colliding onto Tiamba, so they're kind of like going, well, you know, you might be right, T-God, but we don't want to, you know, take any risks. Tiamba, however, have indeed gotten the better of multiple TeamPai players. It wasn't even a full squad push from TeamPai. Okay, last player TeamPai, now you decide to join the fray. Now you decide to do something. His last player alive, he goes down, and Tiamba survive as a 3-man team. That was really silly from the last player TeamPai. Why?
He just given up, for sure.
Fair. Okay. Okay.
Because they know like they're in the next stage.
They are in the
like,
finals,
he just want
yeah,
to go
be
and
fair.
try to make a highlight.
Yeah, no
That's
worries.
understandable from him. But if it was like finals, he will be just like snake there.
But like Tiamba are going to benefit from that because they pick up another kill. They're on 24 now. They're only 3 points behind the top 10, although there's 3 teams on the same amount of points, 10th, 11th, and 12th. All of them have a full squad except for TMG, who are down to 3. Nova are, of course, playing on that western edge. They've gone a bit more centralized, actually, to be fair, which I think is a bit risky because that kind of allows the teams that are still in the mainland to go enter the circle from the western bridge. I know they're trying to play for like the late game, but they could end up getting like punished from both sides, right?
这是老东家之间、老队友之间的争斗吧。
你看，这个观众朋友们向你们证明了吧？不是说只有我们这个解说喜欢看这样的一个。
Hey, phase 4, where is it gonna go? Where is it going to go? 4AM are still on that western bridge, or on that eastern side of the mainland, should I say, by the bridge. Well,
I do feel
SMG
like
have
someone's gonna
crossed
shift
over.
south north.
You think it's gonna shift? Where?
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
It was not.
Well, it was kind of south. Yeah, it was a little bit like southeast, but it's going to be hard for 4AM because they're coming in late. The lack of information. RNG do have that 3-1 position. That's a 3-1 split is so good from RNG, by the way. Like, incredibly valuable. And 4AM stop in their tracks. RNG are actually opting to go for a bit more of a comfortable 4-man push into that one area, which might go against them. To be honest, they've allowed 4AM to enter into the circle. I'm a little bit surprised with RNG. They've given that over to 4AM. I know one player goes down, Hasaki, but at the end of the day, 4AM will probably survive as a 3-man.
So yeah, the RNG has tried to like pull off those save 4-man strat, but they thought like there was no one behind them, but it just turned out there's 4AM coming up, so.
RG. Oh my lord. They're like, yeah, okay, we're just gonna wait, guys. We're gonna wait. No rush here. No rush here. That's what I was talking about, by the way, with SMG, LGD. They've all come in from that western bridge. Now, the good thing for Nova is that SMG and LGD could kind of obviously clash against each other. Flower is on his own. But, you know, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile in the world of PUBG Mobile Esports kind of thing. But Flower C is opting for the southeastern edge of this phase 4, taking his time. That's good stuff indeed. RSG goes down to the blue zone while TJB is being inside the smokes, but AG taking those shots off quite nicely. A counter knock comes through. That confirmation comes through. TJB, they only have one casualty knocked down. Nobody confirmed, but TJB is pushing a bit aggressively. He's got to wait. He's got to wait just a little bit while the Molotov gets thrown at by AG. Grenade is going to get returned. AG is actually wrapping around on the underside of that hill. That might be a little bit too wild, a little bit too risky. That separation might go out against him, and TJB gets another knockdown onto player of AG, but now only S is going to have to deal with the AG player coming in from the side, and indeed, it doesn't work out. I like the idea from AG, but the execution was just a little bit too separated.
So it was already in the fight, and AG decided to let one player go on a left flank, which is something that some teams shouldn't be doing, because it's a close encounters. So you just want to take those with the utilities as much as you can, and take that chance when they knocked.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind a flank position like that. They were down to 3, but I just feel like he went too far away. So there was no real counter. There was no real support. And then when the two players of AG got knocked down, it was like, yeah, he was just left to die at the hands of only S. Either way, it is what it is. It's TC here in the water of that mainland. Oh my lord, and the circle shifts up north? Okay, TC, you're going to be the mermaids of the final game. Oh my lord. 14th to 10th are still in the game. That's the important thing. 14th to... I would actually say, like, 4 out of the top 5 are actually wiped out early in this game. That is kind of... That goes to show that there was this, maybe a mentality outside of ACT and SMG taking each other out, but there was that mentality of, like, we've already survived. We don't need to, you know, we've already qualified. We don't necessarily need to worry about getting a massive result in this game. Again, for Nova, I do think for their confidence, for their, you know, consistency, just for that bounce back, they do want to end on a high note, but for the other teams in the top 5, it wasn't really as important.
Oh yes, now we're seeing a lot of teams are rotating with the zone shifts, and it's gonna be so much counters. We can see Tiamba and AGD are sharing like one kind of compound.
Yeah, they're sharing a couple of those buildings in towards the center part of the circle, the south side of the road that splits inside this phase 5. Tiamba doing a great job of using that sniper tower to their advantage. As a 3-man team, that 2-1 split is working pretty well for the side of Tiamba. JD is gonna now play on towards the western edge of this circle where Nova are encapsulated. They send one player into the circle, but Nova, they've been a little bit quiet in this game. It's phase 5. They've allowed teams to get closer to them throughout the first 4 circles. Grenade being thrown out by order. Is that going to be well cooked? I don't think it's quite going to be in the right direction, but it will separate the players of JD quite nicely. JD are going for strong underpass, going for a strong wraparound. Powerboy's prone down. Orders in the front line, cooking up another grenade. Oh, JD is going to get called out. Powerboy, prone down play, gets that knockdown, but instantly returned as JD. But my lord, Powerboy gets another one, but he gets knocked down in return. Groza from YDD. Can he find it? Yes, he can. That is JDE. Wiped down. The revive will come onto order, and that's going to keep them up as a 3-man team. Even Jimmy stayed in the backline inside the circle for the next phase. Didn't even need him to really do much, and that was good from Nova. Yeah, losing Powerboy, a little bit of a feels bad, man, but all things considered, a nice defense from the Nova boys. Okay, Nova. Oh, what? Okay, Nova. What are you doing? Like, I know you don't really get punished in the vehicle, but there's no need to actually crash into each other. Tiamba chucks up a grenade, trying to deal with LGD. LGD have finally found a time to push in onto Tiamba and knock down a confirmation. Nicely done by Tiamba, but... Sorry, nicely done by Suki and LGD, but a counter grenade gets thrown out and a knockdown comes through onto the LGD players. The circle shifted down south. TC are still in the water of the mainland. WBG are holding on to the coastline, but now Tiamba is getting pushed along by the side of 4AM. 3 teams down on the southern compound of this phase 6. It's still in the circle. The road is in play, and now 4AM are feeling confident. They need these points. They need the result. They need to close this game out, and a Molotov is going to help along with a grenade to get that knockdown on the sniper tower. 33's fan is looking on towards the high ground, looking to try to find the angles onto the players of Tiamba, but I don't know if they necessarily realize that there was another team there until one of their players got knocked down. Cheng Si getting that knockdown. Oh, nice by 33's fan to confirm that kill. Leaves Tiamba with just one player up. On towards the coastline, we see RNG pushing in onto WBG, but Z9 gets a beautiful nade knockdown. And as they crawl away, they're trying to throw the grenades and Molotovs in return, along with all those smokes, to try and create some space, create some awareness to get that revive off. A player of RNG, if I'm not mistaken, is in the back line, which is not bad for them, but WBG aren't exactly going to push forward. They're just going to gatekeep. Now they are looking for the TC players. They find one of them. Sorry, they find 2 of them. They find 3. Now just one player left up in the water. He's trying to hold on for dear life, but WBG, they have their number. But WBG, they can't get tunnel vision by that, right? They cannot forget that RNG are still in play. RNG are still in play, and now they're going to push on up in through the smoke. Z9 gets knocked down. What are you doing? What are you doing, WBG? You're going to send one player into the house, avoiding that coastline, and now it's just going to be one player left alive. And Nova? Okay. I see what you're doing, Nova. Nicely done. Still down on the southern side. This fight between 4am and Tiamba is still raging on, with LGD in the distance trying to survive and get into the top 10 themselves. But now Nova, currently in second overall in the standing so far from their performance in this game. If they can end today's game on top of the leaderboard, not only, of course, have they secured their spot in Week 2 final, but they can send a message to the opposing teams around them, go, hey, we may not have qualified for Week 1, but we are sure as hell back for Week 2. The powerhouse Jimmy on their side in the backline further back, while YDD and Order hunker down and push back RNG. The circle shifts down west, and now YDD and Order are going to go, okay, RNG, you know what, we'll leave you alone. We're going to play for the circle. Bye. Take care then. Bye-bye now. LGD 4am still close to the edge of the circle with LGD. Their two players are in there. That one building in play. There's a shack. There's a couple of rocks that 4am can play to as a three-man team, but it might actually be better for them to use the vehicles that they have to wrap across the road and actually play on the eastern edge of the circle. I don't know what information they have, but that might be the best port of call.
So now we will see either 4am pushing LGD, or they will be going to the southern side.
I'm all for them pushing, to be fair. I'm all for pushing LGD. But they need to push him now because the blue zone's closing in on phase 7. They're only going to have a matter of time. The smoke's being thrown out by LGD. But 4am want to make sure that they're not third party from the teams that's more centralized in the circle. You don't want to expose yourself, so they're playing more on the edge of the smokes. They're actually using LGD smokes to their advantage. There's a car in the way. Suki's going to get caught out. Suki gets knocked down. Nice play by 4am. They push in, and now it's just Chengxi on his own. But do they know exactly where Chengxi is? He's waiting by the window. Now the double push comes in. He gets one knockdown. He gets the second knockdown. Chengxi! There's a reason why he's a $1.8 million US man. But indeed he goes down, and 4am survive. All the while, Nova is coming in. They're trying to defend against RNG. Order gets a player today. What's on the menu today? What would you like to order, sir? It's a Nova chicken dinner. Might come to fruition. But WBG, if they have anything to say about it, he's going to find last remaining kills onto Nova. And that's them down and out. But a very strong result to end the day for Nova. And they're going to finish in first.
谁知道令刚往回撤，居民就已经被淘汰了。没办法，有心算无心嘛。你看这一来一去，又证明居民的队内地位了。对的。
Final 4 teams left in this game: TMG, 4am, TJB, and WBG. Every team has 2 or less players. WBG has 1, TJB has 2, TMG has 1, and 4am have 2. That, of course, makes it, in theory, a little bit easier for the teams with 1 player to maybe get into the chicken dinner spot. Get that chicken dinner. For 4am, I like the fact that they sent 1 across the road straight away. 33's fan is inside the circle. He's cooking up a grenade. TJB are down in the dip. I think they have a calculated idea. And indeed, he gets a couple of shots off. Oh, he's finding that elevation point on the rock. Gonna chuck up a Molotov. That could be very healthy indeed. It connects. It connects. Knockdown comes through. And now it's just 1 player left for TJB. Another Molotov fired. Another one fired. Looking for the confirmation, but being aware not to get taken out. TMG goes down, but not before they get the knock on to Suck of 4am. Luckily, Suck was across the road enough that 33's fan will get the revive up, but TJB are giving a bit of space. They're giving a little bit of time. Oh, 33's fan. He's going. No, I haven't forgotten about you. You think I've forgotten about you? No, I have not. TJB, the final player, puts off a first aid kit. He's going to play it through. He's going to stay down low. while the revive gets pulled off. 4 AM needed a massive result. They needed a massive result. They get the kill. They're into the top 2 and leaving it to the final game of the day. They're going to look to close out a chicken dinner. They're going to look to qualify for the top 10. And they're going to look to set the hearts racing of the teams around them. You think 4 AM are down and out? Well, think again, my furry little friends. Playing behind a tree, the peaks come through, but Suka's low in health, but he's going to look for the shots. He's going to play it. Peek and shoot, but WBG gets a knockdown. Now seriously, fan, in this 1v1, he knows WBG is low in health. He knows it, but in this time, the first A might be able to get played off. Indeed it will, but WBG is going to find it. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. WBG will find a chicken dinner, but 4 AM have done enough. 1 point ahead of 11th, and they've gotten in to week 2 finals.
There was a crazy last zone, and it was pretty sure TMG last play will be like third-partying either of the sides they're gonna be fighting first. So yeah, it was a good thing that 33-1 had traded Suk in a matter of time, because if Suk was taken out, it's gonna be pretty much hard for them to take out the TBG last player.
4AM looks surprisingly chill considering they've just like by a hair they just qualified for the top 10, and to be fair, they should have won that game. They should have won that Erangel game.
Oh yeah, for sure, but for the 4AM's chill, it's because they kind of frustrated about the results today.
Okay. Man, WBG, I'm liking how this Team Weibo team are developing. I know it's a different team name and same like overall core roster, but look at 4AM, like 17 points game 1, then 2, 0-0, and then 18. Like 1 point ahead of TMG. 1 point ahead of TMG.
Yeah,
that's
TMG
insane.
must be grabbing their head so hard.
And LGD didn't qualify for week 2. LGD didn't qualify for week 2.
It's gonna be massive for them, for sure.
And LGD didn't qualify for week 1 either.
Yeah.
So LGD haven't qualified for the weekly finals 2 weeks in a row. Wow. Like, because they were coming into this like they have Chengxi, they have, you know what I mean? They put a lot on the line and they haven't qualified 2 weeks in a row. Wow.
Yeah, so it's a matter of the gameplay style at this moment, because their current game pace is not fitting with against other teams.
Yeah.
They're just getting denied because their aggression.
Yeah.
And if they play too passive, the other teams just take that advantage.
Yeah,
and play
exactly.
aggressive again.
Exactly.
So it's hard for them.
I agree. But Nova didn't qualify for week 1. People were worried. No Jimmy on the team. What's happening? Week 2, Jimmy comes back. And order is restored in the universe, right? Like, fine, it's all good. But do you think that there's a... And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but do you think there's a reliance on Jimmy?
What?
Like, do you think Nova are relying on Jimmy a bit too much?
Oh, it's for sure, because he's the one of the factor plays at this moment.
Yeah.
And his gameplay makes like a lot of like difference. He knows like where he to be to support his teammates, like if the things won't go well. Because if you see the other team players, like they will be just sticking with their team players. But if you see at the Jimmy individuals, he will be trying to take the position where he can take the support to the teammates if they're in hard moments.
Yeah.
And YDD is playing good for sure for the new player. Like this team didn't have that time to prepare like a lot of.
RSG had a massively poor day. I think they didn't even end on 10 points, I think, or something like that. No. I know, but I know, Bazman, that Jimmy is IGL, so you make a fair point that, you know, when a team kind of loses their IGL for a week, yeah, that is gonna hurt them. But I suppose I still kind of expected them to qualify for week 1. Maybe that's me being a bit harsh, but yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Interesting.
At this moment, Astia didn't find their like fit.
Yeah, because, you know, adding 2 players as well is also gonna affect. Like Jimmy as IGL is quite clearly, you know, able to guide, which is, hey, look, that's a sign of a perfect IGL, is that when you bring in new players, your IGL is still able to every day kind of get the most out of them within that day and work with them. And fair play to YDD, he seems to have found his feet a lot more this week. So yeah, good stuff. Oh well, it's one of those things. Can't argue with it. But at 4 AM, like, Jesus Christ, they nearly didn't qualify. Like, let's just, like, they nearly didn't qualify. Now, it wouldn't have mattered, like, massively because they did qualify for week 1, to be fair, but it definitely would have been a bit of a shocker, like, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, we've seen a quite like aggressive and high risk play from them from the last games, but this game they were like much more cautious.
Yes.
What they were gonna be doing. So yeah.
Yeah. Except for at the very end.
Oh yeah, they just felt like it, like,
yeah,
and just went for it.
Also, on a side note, the last player of WBG, like left at the perfect time. Like he pushed in at the perfect time. Man.
Oh yeah, but he kind of knew there was a knock, and
yes,
he knew that 33 Swan had the fight with that one guy from the TBG. And he, like, at the moment that TGB like guy died, he just went to the spectate, like, you can see that.
Sure. Somebody put in chat, I think King in place of YDD and Team Nova will be invincible. Yep, invincible. Absolutely invincible. Nobody will ever beat them if King is in place of Nova. A little bit wrong, mate. Cool. Hey, look, that was day 2. That was day 2. And that was a good set of games. Good set of games. Very exciting game 1. Very spicy. It went from there. Think yeah, absolutely awesome. You know what? I think it's time to end this stream. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in and for watching the games with me and supporting the stream and just for having a laugh. And thank you to yourself, T-God, for joining me for the last couple of games and having a bit of a laugh and providing a good bit of insight. It really does mean a lot. But hey, look, I'll be back tomorrow. More PEL games. It's going to be day 1 of the finals for week 2. So don't miss it. Same time tomorrow. And have a wonderful evening, day, night, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay awesome. Bye-bye.